Everybody started like, where are they? MSS Pro. Hi, everybody. I am so late. Y'all, sorry. Had to take care of some kids' issues. That's what happened when you have a lot of kids. That's why I told people not to ask me, when am I having the next one? Because it ain't happening no more. It is not happening anymore. I was tricked the first time, and then the second time, that's it. That's it. I'm not. It was a trick. I got tricked. They're like, yeah,
If you
have
say
them.
so.
They were like, yeah, have them. They're amazing. I said, yeah. And then I had the first one, I was like, oh, yeah, they're right. And then the second one, I was like, oh, no. No, no, no. They're not right. This is too much. I like them, though. They're cool, but kids are too much. Oh, my God. Hey, guys. How are you? Hi, Anna. Welcome. We're all just getting here. It's been a night, but we, yeah. Hey. We are, yeah. Look at the dress fit me.
I was just about to ask you that you still have that dress.
I still have everything, girl.
Oh my god. That shows that you're losing a lot of weight.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Mommy makeover.
You look good.
Thank you. But yeah, let me put this link in the comment section. You guys, don't be mad at me. I'm a mom first before this, so I like your butt. Gotta make sure my kids are all settled in before I come over here. Happy Sunday. Tonight we're talking about an interesting topic from a video that we watched. Maybe I should send it to Richmond to see, and then later on he can read it. And then I'm laughing because when I was watching that video and reading the thing, I was just like, wow, some girls, they got a heart. And I seems very annoyed about it. Were you
I'm
annoyed?
interested in
Because
seeing this video now. If she's very
I
annoyed
was
by it.
I wasn't annoyed, but I was like I was praying that I was angry that it didn't end well.
it didn't.
Yeah.
You know about it?
No, I'm saying it didn't end well. In the sense that the guy should have dumped her, the new guy. Or her
Oh
old baby should
yeah.
have dumped her. So that
And then
next time
she's
she'll
like,
know.
"Oh, he should treat her like a sister." Really? Like really? Like really? That's so that I don't even have the word for that. But yeah, that's too much. That's a lot. But anyway, we're here, and tonight we're gonna talk about it. Should you invest in your partner before marriage? I have a mixed feeling on this one. I think yes and no. But anyways, what do I know? I'm just thinking about it. I'm just like, she did too much. That was a lot. Like she did a lot, and that's unforgivable. But anyways, welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. I'm super late. I apologize. Had some family stuff I had to take care of, and boom, here we are. 30 minutes before after the time. Is it after the hours? Is that what people say? Feeling on this one. Ooh, yes, I am trying to put a link on Facebook, and I'm hearing myself. I hate listening to myself. Um, but yeah, tonight, what are they doing in there? I'm hearing my kids, like both of them. I can't tonight.
To be honest, even reading the message that was put on itself would already get me pissed off.
You know. When I was listening to it, I just
Because that
couldn't
is
help
something
it.
that happens, and the funny part is it happens on a daily basis nowadays, and I've noticed it, and that is part of the reason why a lot of men now are really scared to bring any woman from Africa to
Mm-hmm.
begin with. Because one, when she comes, nursing is what she's gonna aim to become. And then when she gets into the nursing, before you know it, problem starts. When they are close to the end of their nursing career, or getting that degree, they will now start acting up, and then before you know it, bye bye birdie.
Mm-hmm.
It happens way too often, and it's really that's
Way
we African
too
men, we
often.
never learn. We jump
Well,
into the exact same thing all over again,
yeah.
thinking a better result will come out the second time. It doesn't happen.
Right. And what is so interesting is the fact that like we don't pay attention to other people issues. Like everybody just give deaf ear to it, like, oh, it won't happen to me. But it happened a lot in my community and it's all over social media. I don't know if you came across it, but Liberian think they own Facebook and TikTok and all these things. Like they're the drama that's on Facebook in my community is crazy. Like is uncalled for. And sometimes you're like, am I part of these people? Like when people look at you, when as soon you tell them like you're Liberian, they're thinking their mind automatically goes like, yeah, you like drama, you like to fight and fight for men and like just a whole lot of things. You're messy, you're this, and it's so sad. But unfortunately, you can't choose where you're from, you know. But tonight we're going to be covering. So I have a really what the topic says: should you invest in someone before marriage? If you are asking me that, I will tell you yes and no. But I would like to hear from you guys. But welcome, it's Sunday night, and we're here again. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. Love is all about growth, right? But so is wisdom. You need to seek wisdom before you jump into a relationship because how much should you invest in someone? Like emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Like how much is too much? We're here tonight to talk about that. So go ahead, share the show, invite your friends, tell them we're talking about things that are happening every day. And I believe study have also shown the more you talk about things, the more people become aware and people take precautions. So here we are. We're talking about it. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss V. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. And we got Anna and Richmond on here. So go ahead, you guys, introduce yourself quick so we can jump right into it.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. Hi
Okay.
guys, I'm Anna. I'm so glad to be here again tonight to share this interesting topic. And we're not relationship experts. However, we're giving our opinions on this particular topic to help other women that may be or men that may be experiencing this similar issues or things in their lives to kind of give them a wake up call. But everybody is different. One shoe does not fit all. So take whatever you listen and apply to where it fits the most. Thank you guys for continuing to view the show, share, like, comment. Thank you for supporting.
Thank you. All right, Richmond, say hi real quick and let's get going. You hear Richmond? You can hear her, Richie?
How you doing, everyone? I'm Richman from Oklahoma. I'm glad to be on the show today.
Thank you. Hopefully, the rest of the group will join us and we can get out of here early because it's Sunday night and we all want to indulge in different things. So, But yeah, let's jump into it. I have some few talking points that I kind of wrote down here. Let me go to it. So first thing that comes to mind, Anna, do you want to go first or you want Richmond to start? Um, First thing that comes to mind when you hear stuff like that, like what is the first thing that you think about? Like investing in a partner. Um, for me, I'm thinking about someone like back home because I feel like anybody that's here, investing would probably just be your time. But who knows? Maybe things are happening. So let's hear your take.
Okay. So you asked what we think about investing in in your partner, right?
Yeah, like
I
what comes to
personally
mind?
I personally have been in a situation where someone invested in me and we're not together, not because I
Mm.
took advantage of them or whatever, but I feel like it's best to invest in someone you marry and you're 100% sure that this person has the same mutual experiences with you or mutual affection with you rather than someone that doesn't. Because I understand that sometimes you can invest in your future partner and before you know they leave and or you guys no longer be together. But
Mhm.
at least as long as you guys had mutual feelings for each other. Now, if it's someone that you're investing in, that you're looking at wanting to be with them because you like them and the person is still getting to know you, I won't recommend it because that person may want you for the the financial gain that they're trying to get from you. So people tend to, and this happens a lot with people overseas, especially in underdeveloped countries, where people would leave America or in different parts of the world, more developed countries, and go to undeveloped countries and marry people and hope to better their lives. And then when the people come here, they treat them differently, they start acting up, and that's because they initially did not like the person or did not want to be with that person. They just they were in it for the gain. So my suggestion to anyone is that before you invest in someone, know the person, do your background check. If you have to, get to know the person on one-on-one basis. If possible, test them different in different ways to see how loyal they can be before you start investing your time and money and all the other resources that you have. That's it for me for now.
To me, I would say it's easier said than done. Because no matter what, before a person starts showing you their true color, is after they've been married. They're not going to show you their true color prior to. They're going to pretend. They're going to put that filter or that mask. Because, like you said, yes, they're doing it to gain. They're trying to gain something from you at the end of the day. So, even if you get married and you invest, because a lot of these people now, like the one that Fee just sent that video of, did the guy know that that was going to happen to him? No. He got married to her. She was here in the States. And then he did what? He invested into her education. Because before a person decides to take money or whatever to invest into you, is because you are now their life partner. But at the end of the day, just like you saw in that video now, what did she end up doing? She has gotten what she needed. Now she's going to pretty much file for that divorce. And if you know, the system is very, very good at supporting women over the males. And then yet they wonder why the males go cuckoo when all those things happen. It's because at that point in time now, you've pretty much just triggered something in their head that they really did not expect. They didn't see it coming. So it usually happens when you are already in the relationship, not even prior to. Because prior to the relationship, men will be stingy. That's 100%. They will, majority of them will be stingy. But yes, sure, if they genuinely love you, they would invest in you. But then what does the women do when that investment takes place? They will start, they will be enjoying it because they are seeing all the wonderful investment, and they would still want to retain that investment. They're not going to want to walk out of that wonderful investment and luxury life and everything that they are seeing. They'll want to continue enjoying it until the thing falls. When the guy no longer starts to give that investment and show that interest, that's when things are now going to start to deviate the other way. So even though it says, yeah, the question is, would you invest? Is it ideal to invest prior to the marriage? Well, we cannot say yes or no because at the end of the day, nobody knows. You can invest, but it's by chance. The person that you invest in might be genuine, or the person that you invest in might not be genuine. But before you know if it actually turns out to be amazing and the investment is worth it, it's after the marriage. You're not gonna know the result of it prior to the marriage. That's just the honest truth.
So I have a question. At what point at what point do you start helping the person while you guys are still dating? Because even if in marriage, the person can still show you their true colors, even if you were stingy prior to the marriage. Once they are married to you, they can still pretend until they get what they want from you. So at what point do you strike a balance at all? Or at what point do you know that this person is truly with me for me?
Well, after several, let's put it as I will assume if you can last with me and my craziness, and eventually I put you through the test of basically telling you that I am broke for a period of 1 year, and then you stick to it. If you stick around after that 1 year, then I'll know that you are genuine. But if you decide that as soon as you see that I am broke and you run away, then I've already known now. But that will happen after 3 years of us being in a relationship. You won't even know when I will just all of a sudden I will plan it with my friend and tell him, hey, I want to move everything to you and I want you to. I will go and find a lawyer friend and tell him to act like I've become bankrupt. That is how we'll start knowing the truth. Hopefully, wife did not hear this because she doesn't know when I'm going to give the test.
Oh yeah, mute mute myself. I'm sorry. Hi Rivers Espero, how are you? Welcome to the show, Jimmy. But that's a really good outlook on it. But I was just thinking about it. You don't think like you can pick up when someone is actually faking? I feel like every human being is giving that sixth senses, right? And but we play deaf ear to it. Like we don't want to listen to it. We're like, no. I feel for me, I've been very intuitive with like how I feel about certain things. Like if my ear stands up and certain thing, I'm just, this environment is not safe for me. Let me get out. Like I've been really good at that. So I'm assuming a lot of men and women have that opportunity to do that too, but we always pretend. Um, if somebody really put their mind to it to pretend and get what they want, it doesn't matter how many years you put that on, they will pretend all day. Like they will do whatever to get what they want because the aim goal is way valuable than what they're seeking right now. But yeah, let's get Jimmy Tick. Welcome. You're mute.
So thank you. Where are we?
Welcome. Huh? Where are we? What do you mean?
I mean, I joined the show. What are you?
Oh, I started really late. We just started not long ago. I had some family issue with these kids, but we're just getting here.
Okay.
So the question was when you hear should you invest in your partner before marriage, like what comes to mind? Like what are you thinking about when you're thinking about when you see that question? Like, what kind of investment am I doing? Like, oh, the network on NIN.
How you doing, rich man?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good. I just want to remind you that I shared a show with your wife, so she heard everything.
Jimmy, don't be on live again. Last night, you
I
know what?
will
After the show,
block
I
her.
was
I'll
dying.
block her if I see that she's in there. I'll block her real quick.
You are a bad guy. You know, Fee, when it comes to investing in your partner, there's no specific time.
Mhm.
There's no specific time because, in the first place, what attracted you to the person? What did you see? Did you see potential? Did you see, vision that this person can help to make me better, or that this person can become more than, you know, who they are right now? So I'm coming in, or I'm bringing her in, I'm bringing him in for us to help each other to grow. If that is your mindset before picking up somebody, then you don't have to wait for marriage before you can start to invest in it. There are some people, sometimes you meet people halfway and they just need that little push to get to where they are heading. Um, Other people, you have to take them from scratch and take them to where they want to be. So I would say if you want to wait to get married to somebody before you start investing in it, let me tell you the first investment that you are doing, but you don't know. Time. Time is the most priceless investment. And it is the first investment that we make in the life of people that, you know, we meet. If you don't see nothing in that person, don't spend time with them because you are not only wasting their time, you are also wasting yours. If you meet somebody who, have a potential of being a businessman or, a big businesswoman, you will know from your conversation. And that is why, you know, you should have frequent, talking time with people, not just, talking about, bedroom matters.
I love you. You pretty.
Yeah, no. Ask the person, what's your ambition? You know, and I thought that's why people go to dates, go out. But unfortunately, most people just go to eat and talk about,
Free meal.
you see, when you're meeting that person the very first time, you know, you should be able to get information that you want to get out of them. The getting to know people, it's not just asking them how was your last relationship. I think those are irrelevant questions that should not be asked, or doing a date with a person.
Say that again. What's the question?
How was your last relationship?
Oh,
When you take somebody to a date, don't ask them anything about their past. You want to know where they are, where they want to go, how they intend to get there. If you ask these questions when you leave, you can determine whether or not you should invest more time in this person before investing money into them. So I say that you don't have to wait for marriage before you invest in somebody. You don't have to.
Thank you.
Do it on the go.
Thank you for that. I think you already kind of like hit one of the points that um I want us to kind of like focus on, which is like the
At least
time,
I hit a
time,
body I hit a
time
body movie.
about time and energy, which we'll elaborate a little bit on that because I think I want to hear what everybody else think. But welcome to the show, Peterson. How are you? Happy Sunday.
Thank you
Oh, is
so
Peterson here?
Yeah,
yeah,
you didn't see that, man.
yeah. Thank you. That's a nice
Busy
topic.
man.
I
Yeah.
like how Jimmy is just going around it. Yeah.
You missed last night. It was fun. Jimmy really gave it to us.
I bet
Yes.
you. I
Last
bet
night
you.
I was not able to come here. Mhm.
Yeah,
And
it was fun
I'm
though.
seeing in the test box, Jimmy started preaching. So
Yeah.
I wanted to listen to that sermon. And even though I've not listened to River Says yet, anyway. Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, do you want me to say something about this, or Richmond is taking it?
No, Richmond already covered his take on it. Like, what do you when we, the topic when we talk about investment, like just trying to get like your feel of the topic. What is the what comes to your mind when you're thinking about that before we kind of like hit the talking points that I really want us to dig into?
So when I was listening to my friend and brother, he said the first thing we ever, you know, considered when it comes to investing into a partner. First, he said yes, it's important you do that. I wish I agree with him totally that yes, very important you invest to somebody. But I'm kind of from different school of thought. My school of thought have to do with not considering the first aspect of time to be investment. Now, when anybody is doing, like, let's say, like a man is out there, a woman is out there, is looking for somebody that she or he will spend his life with. What you do is like you you're going to do the business,
Hmm.
and a very good business person, the first thing you do is market assessment. And when I will equate that with a relationship, that time is not the investment for that moment, even though it has a semblance of investing to that person, but it is first investing into your own, how you call it, your own self. You try to do market assessment. You try to do what relationship is best for you. So going around that person's and stuff like that, and I don't look at that beginning to be like I'm investing my time into that person, but I'm actually investing my time to get what I want. That's one there. Two, I do agree from the school of thought you have to invest into your partner, but the investment I will think is it matters a lot that you can do. Both person, both the male and the female can do. It has to do with number one, emotional. There will be a lot of time if you want to build your relationship. There will be a lot of time you're going to try to understand how this person responds emotionally to issue, and suppressing your own self to be able to make that relationship is another investment you got to put in. Many times you will be able to practically, share ideas as to that aspect of you sharing ideas, explaining, trying to align the vision of that person to yours, or align your vision to that person. That is the aspect of investment that I will consider strongly. The next thing is, don't think there are a lot of people that I've seen and say they cannot invest into their partner financially. And I always say, if you think you don't invest into your partner financially, you make a mistake. Because the first thing is, both male and female, if you want something, you need to put something behind what you need. And so it could not be like you are fully taking responsibility, but you got to contribute towards what you want to see, what the good thing you want to see. If you want to make a business, a profitable business, you got to put money into it so that it can produce what you want. So a male or a female have seen this car, and you really, from all of your assessments, you know that this person like you and you like this person, but the person is lacking. Many times, many times some women, um, they say that guy has nothing. I mean, I don't care. That guy has nothing. I'm not here to spend behind a man. They say a lot. But the other side, men, very few men will think that way. Men will always, once they like a relationship, they will always go into it with whatever they got to try to make it better. But female, many times they shy away from that and they don't want to. And at the final analysis, when they get there, the one that gave them the resources that they think about cannot come up good. So investment into relationship is very cardinal, very, very cardinal. You can do it over and again. Even many other people that I cannot be an exception to have invested into relationship. And and on a very good note, the relationship has been going very well for them, including myself. Because why? You made a decision and you are saying something, you need to put a little thing behind it. It may not be, the whole word, but you put something behind it, it turned out right for you. So investing is, so do not think that the time you put it in is the actual investment you're starting with. The time is actually assessment, doing market assessment, doing all of those stuff around there. Now, when you come to that knowledge of saying, yes, this is what I want, then the investment begin. Then the investment begin. That is when you start to know whether you're investing or you are not investing, or you're wasting your time, or you're doing this thing. It is when you actually see what you want. That is, say, you can equate that to business. When you do all the market analysis, when you decide to say, this is the business I want to do, and then you start to put money there, then the investment begins. So that's what I just what I want to say. But I totally agree with the aspect of investing into your relationship.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And I agree with you. I think if most people were looking at it um from that business standpoint, like not the actual relationship being a business, which I think it is in modern day society, because you have to give and take. But I think a lot of people just go in it like head in is all about feelings, and they're not strategically thinking, and that can really mess you up. So I just want to also look at something really quick. Um, you guys don't mind my brother without his name there, but he'll be on shortly. I was looking for his name the other day on Facebook. I was like, what is this man name? It's a chemical. I have to remember. Um, but yeah, right before. So I want us to look at this because we're going around the table really quick to see our initial response to this topic. And River Cespero said, investing in a woman before marriage could be a calculated risk. Investment could involve supporting children from previous relationship, helping with bills, loans, etc. Should you worry about the prospect of things falling apart after years? That's a good question.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of men are always at the shorter end of the stick whenever children are involved. And I don't know why we women we always feel like, well, why is it an issue? But it is a very, I like how he said calculated risk, because those investment you might not get it back. But what do you guys think about this? What he just said?
This is not investment. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sorry to say that. This is not investment.
it's not.
First, when I equate everything about relationship to business, I'm
Mhm.
actually opening the minds of people thinking as to what that business, when if you take it as a business, what you intend to get out of that business.
Yeah,
Similarly, if you want to see relationship to invest into, what is it you put into that relationship that you want it to turn positive for you? So if you don't have that kind of a thinking, that analytical thinking, it means you just do things as per how you feel you want to do things.
yeah,
Supporting is different from investment. I don't want you to
right.
mix two things. Exactly what he's saying here, paying bills, paying this and what have you, is support. Support. You want to be a good Samaritan. You want to
Exactly.
that's what you're doing. But if you want to invest into that relationship, like I can name few. Like I started by talking about emotional preparedness. That's investment. Because why? If you try to align your thoughts to that thought, your vision with that person's vision. So you put it in time, you put it in effort to be able to build that relationship you want. Number one, number two, financial stuff we talk about is not the financial one you put it beyond. Either you
Behind
pay
them. Yeah.
children XYZ. You can do these things; they are not wrong. But if you want to take it from the context of investing before marriage, like the topic present, it means what are you going to do to bring that other bring that person on par with you and make your marriage successful. That is the
Right.
instead of investment, but it's not supporting and all of these things. You can do all of these things. It's not supporting. It's, I mean, it's not investment into that
You're
relationship.
just being a nice person. Somebody
You
else
just
could
be
do that.
nice. You want to do something good. That is totally fine. But
Yeah.
we put that as investing into relationship before marriage because it has nothing to do with that. Even you do everything for those children will they are not like coming into that marriage. No, it's good you do it for them. Don't get me wrong, but they are not the component of that marriage. They are how you call it
Added.
added, other stuff. Can we say that to that marriage? And
I,
definitely
I
they want to
disagree. I disagree
step
with you,
into it. So that
Peterson.
You
marriage,
disagree?
I
I agree
dis
with him. Okay,
I
let's hear it.
disagree.
I know.
I
Why?
disagree.
Why? Because
I dis
River Test said he disagree. You say you disagree. Since you're on here, why do you guys disagree? Because I agree with you. I feel like that's not an investment. That's me just because anybody can look at you and help you pay your bills.
There are
Yeah,
different
Anybody,
forms. There are different
huh?
forms of investment, though.
All right, let's hear. Let's hear. Why do
I
you
think
disagree?
I think when we need to start by defining what investing is in the first place.
right.
Are you able to?
So yes, yes, because when I'm
Okay,
investing, I'm expecting an outcome from it. Like I'm expecting to get something out of
exactly.
my investment, right?
Exactly. The reason why a man will be paying a woman with children's bills, loans, etc., is because he wants the person to be happy, right? And in return, that person will will be happy in the relationship and positively.
Not really.
Can I
No, no.
finish?
Uh-uh.
Can I
Uh-uh.
All
finish?
right, go ahead, go ahead.
You guys. In fact, let me look up
No,
investment.
I'll get you the definition. Go ahead while you're speaking. I'll get it for you. Go ahead.
Invest to me, I feel like investment is a form. Support is one form of investing. Investing, rec- hold on. Um, Definition. Okay, hold on. Let me just put that down.
So
I'm getting
Okay.
it for you.
I just want to
Okay.
give
It
you
says,
a
listen, listen,
question,
listen,
Anna. Can
listen,
I
listen,
can I throw
please.
a question to you?
Listen, listen, please.
Hold
It
on.
says,
He wants to give you a question while you're
I want to
answering.
ask a question to strengthen your
okay,
argument.
go ahead.
My question is, um, if Peterson decide to say Anna is a panelist, a friend on this platform, and she has children, and I like how she respond to things and what have you. I decide to take maybe some responsibility of yours and pay some money to you to help you with your bills. Do you see that as investment, or you see that as a
It's
relationship?
just you
Maybe
being kind and being, i- you're just being kind. But
kind.
if you and I were in a relationship, it's considered an investment. So
Why?
Okay, okay, I understand your point.
let me get to this.
Okay.
I just googled investment definition. It says the action or process of investing money for profit or
Okay,
material
Material
results.
result.
you got
Right.
it right
Okay,
there.
hold on. A
Mhm.
thing that's worth buying because it may be profitable or useful in the future. Okay, so some of the similarities of investing include expenditure,
Mhm.
funding, financing, backing, you know, so like an asset, so acquisitions, so sacrifice. So all these things are similarities of investments. So in this case, this had
Mhm.
to do with funding, right? The money, you putting money towards the woman's children's school fees, you're hoping that, okay, these kids, when me I married your mom, I'll not worry that, oh, she'll be stressing about paying their school fees, and they'll go to school, finish, hopefully they'll have a good paying job and eventually help me and your mom. When you're doing these things, all of those things could be going through your mind. But also, another investment is that if you're helping the woman to pay these bills, pay her loans, and her peace of mind is okay, what you're getting in return is a happy woman, right? Which is something that the positive results that you're trying to achieve. So I
Hmm.
believe, can you guys hear me? Oops.
Yeah, we're hearing you. I'm just
So,
not, but go
so,
ahead.
so I believe that when you're investing in something is because you want a positive outcome. Even if the investment doesn't necessarily mean that you get financial results back, but you also have something positive that you will be achieving from the whole giving situation. So I mean, I just think that River says Pro is correct with support being a form of investment. Because if you're not supporting that person and that person is find someone else that's doing those things for them, they will go there. Okay.
So, hmm.
No.
I, I still don't agree. The reason I don't agree is because in my mind, right? I'm not even, I just met you. You have your kids. I don't even know the kids are going to like me. I've not even lived in that atmosphere to see what's going on. I'm just feeling sorry about your situation because one, yeah, I'm spending time with you, but I'm not expecting a whole lot yet because I'm not like fully into the relationship. I'm there. You're telling me these things because a lot of women will tell you these things. Yeah, I'm having this type of issue. And then out of your kind heart, you're like, oh, well, she's kind of stressed. You know what? Let me help out. Right. And they're helping out. But in reality, those children has their dad who should be responsible when you have issues with them. He needs to pay. And if you're telling me something about you, if I was a guy now, if you're telling me something about you and I know that's something that's going to cause you a lot of issues that I can't see you because I'm very sure that one day we will have a very productive relationship, then I'm like, okay, you know what, honey, let me help you get a better place that will be safe for you. But in my mind, in that moment, I'm not doing it for your children. I'm doing it because the only investment part that I see is the fact that I'm having a relationship from you, but me paying your children's school fees, paying your rent, which a lot of women nowadays, I feel like they expect it. Once you're boyfriend and girlfriend, they're like, well, if he can't pay my bills, he can't do that. I don't have to do that. You have your mom, you have your dad, you have yourself. You need to pay that. And if you can't pay that, if I'm doing it for you, is me being kind. It's not me investing in the relationship. That's just how I feel. I, I don't think, to me, I don't think it's an investment. I think you can go on the road and explain your story to someone. Someone can be kind from their heart and do that for you. And they're not expecting to get anything out. But for me, when I look at investment, I'm looking at it, well, what am I getting out of it? You being happy might be, yeah, but it's not all the time you being happy is going to rub off of me.
So
Because,
let me ask you a question. So you
mm-hmm.
don't think that helping your someone you're interested in to reduce some of their problems or to lift uh problems off their shoulder is a way of investing, and it's a way of making your relationship more fruitful? You don't think so? You
It
don't think
makes your
there's something?
relationship fruitful, but I wouldn't call it an investment. I
That's
As
will
the
for
call
one
it,
thing,
marriage, as for
investment.
I don't
marriage, some
even think it's
people,
really making any relationship fruitful. If you are thinking about that, you're
right.
wasting your time because that's leading you straight to you being used. Because
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but unfortunately, the very moment a man starts to do all that, first and foremost, the kids are not really going to consider you as daddy. If that's what you're expecting, you are wasting your time because whether you like it or not,
But
they have
but
their own father that's
but
out there that is probably even paying for them. But yet, the woman is probably trying to play her tricks and play her card to get. And then, why would the man in the first place be even paying her bills when they are not even married? That is just dumb and stupid.
Yeah, I
Nobody
agree.
wants to even do that in the first place. It's sure
Richmond,
you can say it's a form of investment, but at the end
Rich
of the day, that is not really an investment. That is
It's
just you
not.
literally
Rich
supporting the person. You just want to help because
Yeah.
they always tell you when you're going into a relationship, go in if there is situations like that, go in with the heart that you are doing it just to do it without expecting anything in return. But investment, you are expecting something in return from the relationship. So trying to have that mindset that it doesn't work that way. That's just straight downhill trouble, of which eventually now you will have problems because if the kid now decides that they really don't want to respect you, you will now start dealing with relationship problems where you are caught between the mother and the kid
Reverse
because then the
promo.
kids
Come
will not
on.
even listen to you because they don't even care about you. They're going to tell you you are not my father. And
Yeah.
so then what are you then going to do? All that investment that you've put in now goes down the drain. Then you now start blaming yourself, wondering like, what did I do? Why did I do this? And it's going to cause more confusion in the relationship. And it's even going to break you guys apart. Then everything that you've worked for that you claim you are investing money, well, sorry. You just literally lost all that money, all that wealth, all that support that you claim that you think you were doing. Because then it seems like you're just trying to buy happiness. The love is not
Exactly.
genuine.
And I just want to add really quickly, right? I think that's the problem. That's why there's so many mad and angry people when a relationship is over. They're thinking by doing this, they like that person commitment is like they're buying commitment. Oh, because
exactly.
he paid my bills, because he did this, and the relationship is not going anywhere. So you're like stuck. But little do you know, if I'm like, oh, if I'm choosing to do that, I'm already in the back of my mind know that I'm doing it just to do it, and that you owe me nothing because
Exactly.
I decided to do it.
Mindset
But
is
if you and I sat there and say, hey, and let's just say you're my boyfriend or my fiance, and I come to you and I say, you know what, I'm starting a business and I really need you to sponsor it. By the time the business grow to this level, can you help me and I pay you back? At that moment, I'm investing because I'm expecting to get something back. But once I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, you know what? You cry, oh, baby, my shoes this, and he said, oh, it's okay, I will send you this. I owe you zero penny because you decided to do that on your own, and you're not buying my love. And at any point, if the relationship is not moving any forward, I'm out.
So let me just add this, right? I know
Mhm.
the process is is so
He's
much,
itching to come on. I'm about to send it to him.
but we spoke on some topics the last time that we were looking at value
Hmm.
in relationship. When you think about these things, for the mind to respect a woman and give your place to you, that is something you're supposed to start from day one.
Yeah.
Set a boundary. What is it you need from your man or your future husband or your fiancé or whosoever? Let you be able, the first person be able to get the line of demarcation. You don't see the mind that say, I like you, and the first thing you start to complain. Sometimes they say that indirectly. They're not going to ask you that. They're going to say that if you are convinced that it is investment, why can't you ask the person? Sometimes they just, it's not easy, the rent is not easy. And I used to my children's school fees. So you think say it is investment. Why can't you put on the table? You start to grumble, you start to think about it, you start to, play that kind of a behavior. So if you want to get a value in our relationship, understand that whatever the person gave you, it should not be the form of investment. Don't think that paying your bills, paying children's school fees is an investment. No, it is not. It is just the same way somebody will see you somewhere and just say, "Oh, I, just a little token here, you can help yourself." That's the
Yeah.
same way you
So
should look
what
at it.
would you consider an investment?
Those are
That's
some
what I'm
of the
saying.
benefits that
Exactly.
comes with
Invest,
a relationship.
So
investment
what would you
into your
consider an
relationship.
investment?
You should understand what is directly having an impact to your relationship. It's not a gift the person gave you. Number one, if you think about you and the person in relationship, if the person sees you that maybe you are like you are like maybe into education. For me, for example, let me directly say that education.
Yeah.
You are in school, and this person uh, is convinced that you are doing something that he thinks when you guys get married is going to bring that kind of value to them. That person can assist you into your education. It's directly going to have impact with your relationship when you get married. Number one. Number two, if you're having emotional problems, like your thinking is completely different, but I see that you are going towards a good direction, but you are like maybe messing up things. I can have time with you. We can share ideas. I want to do certain things, and you see that, oh, that person and myself may get into a relationship. You sit with me. You are a lawyer, for example. You are a lawyer, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm making business, and every now and then my money is just going this way, nothing is going there. The time you take to sit with me and talk to me, it is an
That's
investment.
invest.
I am
Yes.
not paying you for that professional service, but you know what? You are telling me this because you know when that business succeeds and we get together, it's going to be the pillar of our relationship. So these are the kind of thing that we consider as investment because they have the right benefit to your relationship. It's
Yeah.
not the outside one. The outside one are assisting to you.
Yeah. So let me just ask, thank you so much. And I really like how you laid that out. I just want just to let Anna know things that are considered, and I have this all written on here. Things and I like how this conversation is going because we're kind of knocking down these talking points as we're going with that, like just breaking it down. So when we talk about like financial investment, let's say like I gave an example, right? I'm about to build a business and I need funds. So I'm asking you to invest in it because the business you're building in that moment eventually is going to, if I'm thinking about marrying you, that's something that I'm inheriting together. And you're telling me you need funds, and I'm lending you kind of like a bank, and I'm investing in that to because I see the idea and I know we're going to grow it and it's going to be better. So that would be considered like an investment. The other thing would be, let's just say I want to go back to school to learn a trade. And now I pay part of my school fees and I can't afford it. So that is an investment because I know when you get that degree, it's going to help us in our marriage. And, increase our finance, right? And then the next one will probably be um like I want to buy a property, like I want to buy a house, and I talk to you about it, and you're like, oh yeah, well, I tell you I have this amount of funds, and since you want to live over here and I'm over here, let's just say I want to move to Ghana, right? And I have a partner that's a Ghanaian citizen or in Ivory Coast, and I know I cannot purchase those property in my name because I'm not a Ghanaian or Ivorian citizen, and you live there, so I have the fund, and now I can invest in that where you purchase it, and we agree this is where we're living. So that's where we put the funds. So those are like tangible investment into your relationship because you're bettering that person for you guys future. Not I'm paying your bills or your kids need a henna, I'm giving it to them. No, that's my own calculator risk I'm taking because I think if I make you feel happy, you'll be more interested in me and you stick around, or I'm paying for commitment from you. And that's what messes a lot of people relationship up because they don't understand the difference between that.
The
Welcome
day
to the
another
show,
man give
River
you,
Central.
the day
Yeah,
another person gave you more money than the money that giving you to pay the children's school fees, tell me they're going to shift your attention from me to that person because I'm
Right.
giving you 50,000 maybe yearly, and the person is giving you 150,000 just to take care of the children's school fees and your housing allowance. I mean, definitely, I don't have woman again.
Yeah. Especially African
Because
women.
I'm
Well,
out.
welcome. Let's get your take on River Says Pro. That was a good one. I really like that.
yeah. I think so. When we look at investment, I know there are a lot of emotional. It's more emotional and spiritual and other things. But the reason I talk about the financial because it's not you're not making it the sole purpose of the whole relationship. But what I'm saying is sometimes you meet a person like buying little gift for others. It's not I'm not trying to say you're walking around with chunk of money or trying to show all you be rich and things, but I just feel that appreciation because I was looking at investment. Investment has to do with appreciation too. So there are things that you would do to the woman, like me. Let me be like my relationship before I met Wifey was more like for some reason I be lucky with people who already people like who had child. For some reason they were most women. That's how most women are. Like when it once
Nowadays.
yeah, once you take to their child, you take to the child for some reason they connect with you right away. It's not like you're not coming in like, oh, I'm doing it to buy her love, but like little thing you coming with get a little shoe. Oh, I just got a pair of shoes unknown to the mother. I got this. I got this for her. Or I got, things like that can motivate a woman. It kind of, it make her think that, oh, if this guy, he seem more like a family person, like that. So that, I see it in that light. It's not like, when I say supporting, it's not like, oh, you got to do all those big, put the financial burden on you, but those little appreciation that you do for the kids, like some things that you don't let her know, that she's not gonna ask you of, like they having kids going out, how the children be having their little program, they gotta pay certain amount, the mom's supposed to sign the form, you see that maybe they're supposed to take 25 out of there, and you kind of like you know like what, I would take care of it. Stuff like that. I see it as a sign of appreciation, sign of being with somebody. So I didn't mean like you're gonna like stop buying or I'm gonna do this for you. But however, some people, because I got a friend who's going through you bought people, yeah, you see, I have business
It's
for them
okay
will
to
talk
borrow,
for.
get on an info.
Yeah. So that's I come in the room generally. So that's the problem. So I got a friend who he got this lady he moved in with, he a young guy, and she ever since she moved there, guys, they planning to get married, but oh my god, I feel for him. Oh, she gotta pay her basement, she gotta do the one, and the boy, the money he making, and it's it's just going on. He had to initially he said, okay, we'll split the bills, you know, but then it seems like he's doing too much. So I kind of, I don't want to talk in his business. I know he in love and all that stuff. He trying to get, yeah, because he be in previous bad relationships, so he thinks she's the one. But she's a homeowner. She work at a bank. And at first, I was happy for him. That yeah, finally he got a responsible person. But then we look that he's spending more money than he used to spend with his, so to speak, ghetto girl. So
That's because he hasn't set up the boundaries. He has
yeah,
pretty much.
Right,
If
right.
you don't
so
set up that boundary, then unfortunately, because Riverside, no offense, but when you were talking, because me, all I was thinking when you were talking about taking and buying something for the child, I take it as bribery. Because what it seems like is as if you're trying to buy that child's love. You're using the child to get to the mother. You don't need
really,
to do that. If you really want to
Yeah, it's
invest in the
like
child,
that.
hmm.
use normal this thing. You can just be there for the child. You don't need to be financially invested with the child
Nah,
going
I
to
don't see
buy
it like
I
that.
think
because
you
the
can
child is
do
going to look at it
that.
as something else. Sure, yeah, once in a while you can, but don't just if you want to do that, at least let the mother know. Because if you decide to go behind, it seems as if you're trying to play both sides, like you're trying to buy the child's love. You don't know what the child will be
Nah,
thinking
No,
in the
I
back
don't think
end.
you under
yeah,
Richmond. I don't think you
right.
understood what he was saying. I think what he was trying to say is that when you let's just say you and I dating, right? And you and I had conversation, where I'm lacking with my kids. Let's just say my kid needs shoes. And I'm like, oh man, these bills were too much this month. I wasn't able to pay for it. And then you were walking by and you saw the shoe, you bought it, and just the surprise. That
I think that is
that's out of
different,
your
though.
own kind heart,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out of
Thank
your own
you.
kind
That's what
Yeah.
heart.
that's what I mean.
But what's happening here is right.
Hmm.
What's making women hooked up to it is like, oh, he cares, and the human mind is thinking that, oh, because I did it, she like it. Let me keep doing it. So that's
Okay,
drawing her more to me, right?
okay,
But in this sense, you're not investing. You're just doing it out of your own kind heart. You're being nice. So
Honestly,
at the end of the day, when that relationship, when she says she doesn't want to be with you, you cannot use that and tell someone, I bought her kids this, I bought her that.
don't make
Zero. Because
But
so
she
so
unfortunately,
has
it
so
to.
happens. But
so
unfortunately, that
Right.
is what they now use.
so
Because
Yeah.
no matter what, a man is bringing it out of his pocket, feeling like, okay, I am investing into the relationship. I'm putting
Yeah.
in this. So, meaning I expect something. But that's where it now
Yeah.
goes wrong. Just like he said now, his friend is there spending, spending, spending. Now
Right.
he has overspent up to the extent that now I won't be surprised if he now becomes broke just because he's trying to impress women.
If she's
but
gonna, I
but
watch, right? If he lost his job, she's gonna kick him out.
oh
Thank
yeah,
Exactly.
you.
oh yeah,
So do you
definitely.
call
So
that
That's
an
the point.
investment?
Is
so
that
okay,
investment?
okay, so you guys, so Fee,
Mhm.
based on the points we got, wanted to know how you, because I before I came on, I looked did a little research because it said yeah, financial is part of it, but it's not advisable like you guys say. But people do use it in a lot of modern society. So what? Because when I look at the investment, so what's your when you say investing in a marriage? You
Mhm.
know, I want to get you guys perspective because I know Peterson talk about support and other things, but I don't know how much is it like aren't those obvious for me? Like if you say emotional, Sonny, like to me it seems too obvious. If you want to marry a woman, of course you have to be there emotionally. So why it could be an investment? I don't really see it as an effort though. Like I mean, maybe that just
Really?
mean like, oh, you got to be there
Time.
for me emotionally. I mean, you got to be there for me timely. Like it's like it's like those are things you're supposed to do. That's how I see it. Though I could be
Yeah,
Yeah.
wrong.
it comes with it, but there's not everybody you want to spend your time on, right?
Okay, okay.
Some people are not worth your time. I hate to say it, but it's true. Some
Hmm.
people you go sit there with them. Like, I think somebody asked me this question one time. They were like, if you were dating and you're going on a date, like if they ask you to go, like, would you go? I'm like, first of all, for me, before I went on any date, it was calculated. One, did we have prior conversation? And why do you want to see me in person? And what am I coming to talk about? It's not just you buying me food. If you explain all this to me, and I know we're just coming there to dance and that, but you're telling me, hey, I'm really interested. I want to come on this date. I want us to sit down and talk. I need to know what, because I could be sitting at my house doing something else. I could be indulging in so many different things, but I'm not gonna come there and we're just talking about, oh yeah, you're so pretty. oh, what do you do for a living? We could have done all of that. We're coming in person to really talk about, okay, what I really want out of you for this relationship. And this is what my expectations are. This is my expectation. So when you ask what is considered financial, investment, because remember, when you're investing, you're trying to get something out of that investment, right? Like
Yeah.
I listed earlier, let's just say I'm trying to go back to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I pay part of my school fees,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in a committed relationship, and I can't pay for the rest. But I know when I get married to you, when you
Mm-hmm.
acquire this degree, when you go to work, this is going to support our family. So
Yep.
that is a tangible investment,
Thank you.
right?
That's true.
Right. So let's just say the next one I had it written down here
Mm-hmm.
would be, let's just say I want to start a business,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I say, hey, babe, I want to start this business. I really believe when we get married and we're living over here, I've researched this area. This is how much we're going to get out of this. And you're in for it. And you're like, yeah, that's awesome. How much do you have? I have this amount. Okay, this is what I can add on it to make sure we're going to get this. That is a verbal agreement. And if I really want to go far, I know I'm getting that from you when we start this business. This is what I'm getting back, right?
I'm sorry, there
Okay.
must be a written agreement in that too. If you're doing verbal, I'm
Right.
sorry, you're going downhill. There must be
I
a
understand that,
written
but
agreement.
in this moment, right, I'm investing because in
In
my mind, I
addition,
know that
in,
you're starting this business and it's going
Mm-hmm.
to help us as a couple when we get, you know, or let me give you the last example. I live in Ivory Coast. You're in the US, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't buy land in Ivory Coast because one, you're not a citizen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a citizen and I know eventually this is going to help us. And I tell you, I saw this land. I have this amount. I know one day we talk about living over here when we retire. So are you able to sponsor this for me to buy the land so we can build our home here? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That is an investment because I'm giving you money and I know eventually this is what I'm getting out of it. But me just emotionally talking to you and
Mm-hmm.
saying, oh, you know why he ain't got no shoes? Let me go to the store and buy him shoes. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I'm buying the shoe. He better stay with me. No, he owes me zero to stay with me because I did it out of my own heart. And you could even talk to someone about what's going on with you and they can help you at any time without expecting nothing back. But what's happening is in our society, we're intertwining like this emotional thing and saying is investment. And you hear a lot of single women that are saying, oh, he needs to pay my bill. That's an investment. I'm the table. He needs to sponsor the table. No, he doesn't. Like, that's
in fact, the
like,
free
who
consultation,
raised you?
I just want to add that free
Mhm.
consultation. River says, like you said,
Wow.
free consultation. Okay, you are about to marry to Marie, and Marie is an expert lawyer, and you are not. You just a business person,
Mm-hmm.
and you find yourself within serious problem. You should have you dumping yourself to say, and she sees what you're doing. You're making a business that is turning up good figure, but you're doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes in. You are not yet married. She comes
Yep.
in to advise you,
Mm-hmm.
and that piece of advice she gave you, it helps you to gain a lot of breakthrough in your
Mm-hmm.
business.
Yep.
Like clients.
You should have paid significant money to a lawyer to do that. But
Yep.
because of that relationship, you just co-shipping, she has played a lot of role. She has invested her time, and that is even equated to money.
Valuable. Hmm.
So these are the kind of a form of investment. But whatever good you do to my child or to her child or to any other person behind her, it just understand it. It's not bad. We are not saying it's bad, but
Mm-hmm.
just understanding that I'm doing good. I'm just like I'm a free guy. I just try to give her. If
Okay.
I could give it to any
Yeah,
other person, I just doing that. Do not put that in your diary. Like I
you're
always every
investing.
month I give my child $5. I give
Mm-hmm.
a family X, Y, and Z. So you consider that to be added advantage to your marriage. No, no.
Yeah.
In fact, if you go deep into that, you
Mm-hmm.
open room to another person to measure arm with you right
Mhm.
into what you're doing. Because the same good you're doing, when another man start to do that good more than you are zero. You
Yeah.
completely out. The mother will be coming to her, telling her, say, but Peter can come there. Peter doing more than the person you get and not me. Peter is
Mhm.
doing this. Her brother will be coming there. When Peter sees me, Peter always, does this. So don't open that kind of a Pandora box to find
Mm-hmm.
yourself that you will not be like your friend. Example, like your friend right now, where he is, he's just praying to get more job
Mhm.
to be able to keep
Yep.
that relationship. Else,
Yep. I agree.
He's
if
out.
person know that lady and start pumping some money, he will be out. He will definitely be
And he
out.
can't say, "Oh, I help her fix her basement." No, you
No,
are being nice.
no,
You were
no,
being nice. Sorry. There's
no.
no room in this world for nice guys. Sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, he been doing it, and I noticed well, he was in another relationship was much crazier, but then he got into this one. So I kind of encouraged him because she was more like a so I said, well, maybe maybe you'll be okay because he's a very respectful kid, African American boy. You wouldn't even tell he's down to earth. So he been
man.
going through a lot of rough patches. So I said, well, but then I found out like he started naming some of the stuff that he doing. I'm like, hold on, like like
That's
you
a
doing.
lot.
I say you doing too much more than I'm doing to my house, and I've been married for years. Yeah, I've been married for decades, and all this stuff you
You are
naming.
not investing now
Yeah,
He
here.
needs
yeah,
therapy. That's what he needs. He needs
Yeah,
yeah,
he
authentic
needs
counseling.
yeah. So
like what we said yesterday, right? Like
Hmm.
you need to advise him right now. If he think is an investment, he's not investing because one, what is he gonna get out of it? Is that his house? No, he's fixing it up, and somebody else gonna be hanging out in that basement chilling. Just
yeah,
saying.
that's true. That's true. But I
So
think
he's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Somebody has a very beautiful piece on right here.
Yeah.
Nice Solomon. Solomon just said, if you think all of this investment we're talking about,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm,
that's not concern or other investment, and what could be put into place now? Like if he gave a clear example, right? If you particularly come out, look, I'm investing to this. I have this business is coming up. I need some money from you to help me invest into this business, and I'm going to pay you when we reach a certain level. That is clear. You are invested into that. If the marriage doesn't hold, what holds is you clearly know that this guy or this lady borrow you some money. It's a
Yeah.
clear thing. It's a clear thing. The one that has to do with some pieces of advice from legal perspective and what have you. These are some of those losses that you take. I can say
Yeah.
that these are losses you take. But the one that has to do actual financial turnover, I mean, it has to be done in a right way that it can be returned in case the kind of a relationship doesn't go. But if you are a good Samaritan and say, well, uh, that guy, I like that guy before, but now I think I can let that money go. That's it. Then you know that, yes, I invested, but I waived that money. Okay.
Right.
But if you were to say you were like maybe paying house rent, you're not going to tell that lady, look, you know what? Can you give my money I give to you, or I give to your dad, your pop, or your mom? I mean, there's no room for that. I mean,
but
nothing. It's
but
not accountable.
but Peterson, even with it, I don't know. Even with the thing Fee talk about,
Hmm.
I, for me, I don't know if I don't
Like
know if
the school fees, the land, I can be a
yeah,
co-buyer.
like
The
why do
land, my name can be on there. I can be a co-buyer.
yeah, but why should
You
I
are
go?
a
Why
financier. In
why
fact,
should I go
investing
through all that
terminology.
with somebody that I'm gonna? I mean, I still feel is if you guys talk about the financial, I just think it's too much. Like where I got to sign legal document with the person. Like I just think I don't know. Prior to marriage, I would see if yeah, it's to me it's just too much for any couple or any people in a relationship trying to get married where you will talk about the school. You know, if I for me, like signing the document you're talking about, I don't know if I can even do it. I'm a kind of person like,
That's
yeah,
why a
you
lot of
know,
black people are suffering
yeah.
in this
I
type of
can't me.
relationship
I can't go
thing.
to no woman and like yeah, I go turn around. Oh, let's some people. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
for
it could
me.
be
Maybe
signing
maybe
for,
that's
right?
African mentality, but
No,
I'm
no,
just
Ross
that's
not
the thing. You
built.
might not, but
said,
me, look, like they always say, lesson. When you experience is the best lesson. Experience is the best lesson. And because of that, my mindset nowadays, I don't care if we're like I will literally tell you, we need to start signing the documents because in Oklahoma, BSF, whether I sign
Yeah,
documents, I don't sign documents, half of my wealth, every single thing I've worked hard for goes to Madam, whether I like it or not. Half of
Yeah.
everything I ever own, even car, even house, every single thing, I can put all the investment just because you've signed that legal document. So, but if you're not married, because there was a lady that I knew, she was married. She didn't even know that the husband, one, used fake name because he wanted to protect his assets. Two, the guy is a Nigerian. He literally, and he's a citizen. He had every single thing under his fake name. And then when the divorce happened, well, sorry, Madam lost everything. No money, no child support, no nothing. Everything was gone. She went down to
Big
ground
name.
zero. So you got to be super careful when you are doing things. And I always
you
tell
don't
you, if you're getting into a
you don't see
relationship,
over there
never
all
put
scaring
everything.
on fake name.
You see what?
I said see over there all scaring on fake name. See that?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. How did he
But
even like get away with that? That's crazy.
because it's just the
People
way
are
things are.
funny.
A lot of Africans, when they come from Africa, do you think it's the same name they're using? Majority of them change their names now. You can easily go to the court, you pay $50 and
Oh,
you
my
can
man,
change
all that
name.
one.
So at the
So
end of the day, it's just the way life is. You have to ensure that if you are doing anything, make sure that it is properly
True,
documented.
true, true,
It
true.
has
right.
to be properly, no matter what you are doing, even if you are buying car or you are buying plot of land or whatever. Don't say you are giving out that you are just doing verbal. Verbal does not save you in court. It will not
That's
even
true.
do
Right.
anything.
That's
Instead,
true.
make sure that you're doing. And also, if you're going to have any form of money, right, and you are this person comes to talk to you, and you are doing word of mouth, only give the money that you know you are willing to let go. Because
Mm-hmm.
trust me, in our African community, money always goes to voicemail. No matter what you think, it will always go to voicemail. When that time comes back for you to now ask for that money, you will never see it. Instead,
so
it
this
will
is
be
how it
fine.
works. This
That's
is
how
how
I've
it works,
lost
right?
over. I've lost over $15,000 just
Oh
because
my
of
God.
helping. That's why I said experience is the best lesson because now I've learned if an African, whether woman or man, ever comes to talk to me, I will just look you from head to toe, tell you, say me too, I get problems because it's reality. I
So
am not
I
helping
think what you
even
do,
myself.
River says,
Yeah.
you may not be asking for legal document, but this
Mm.
is how it works. In the business world, uh, communication, email communication
Yeah.
is acceptable in court in anywhere.
Yeah.
If I sit and ask you, River says, to give me something, and I'm going to pay you back, and maybe we'll talk on phone. What you do is, can you send me the email requesting for that? That is it.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to court and sign document. Once you send that email, you send me that information, and the communication is there. I send the money to you. You receive it. Did you
You
get the money?
confirm.
You confirm it. All of these things. It becomes admissible in court. Okay, if you have your fiancé, and then maybe he wants or she wants to grow the business and say, oh, River says, can you credit me, or let's say, can you give me some money, I'm going to pay you back, I want to invest into my business and what have you. I know when we get married going to be better. You just tell me, okay, I just send me a few line of email. Okay, that she's not going to understand that to be like, you know what, River says is demanding me to sign document or legal document, what have you. So when she writes you and you send that 100,000 to her, and after certain time that marriage maybe did not go, but she's doing well in the business, Definitely, you can just send her back that same email. Hi, can you send things that not work, or can you pay me? When
They
are
will
you going?
not send an email. Email will not. She will
I
not
No,
think
respond
you
to an
can't.
email.
I think
Listen, regular text message work in
Yeah,
court.
of
It's
course.
If
That's the
I
best
text
because that's what
you,
I used against somebody that came and took a trailer that I purchased. It was the exact same thing. The text message showed that I sent money through this thing, Cash App, or whichever method. That is what I used against it. So, email, a person will not in their right mind say they're going to go send you email. Text message is the easiest way to trick them
yes.
to send.
I think maybe I mean I understand you guys' point, great point from Richmond and Peterson fee, but I think for me, I know we always talk about trust on this show. That's one of the issue we discuss trust multiple times. If I gotta be with a person, I gotta go through all that paper trails and all that thing. For me, I don't know. Maybe like I said, I
it sounds too much, right?
yeah,
No, but
it's
we talk
like
about
Yeah,
yeah,
But let
that's
me
why I
maybe,
said
ask you.
if it
yeah,
was
maybe they just
before, if
me,
you
maybe
said 20 years ago, we can say, okay, sure, trust. But in this society that we live in, I'm sorry, my brother,
besides
trust
Richmond,
is
you
there.
guys are not yet
It has to be
married.
built.
Yeah, you're not married yet. You're
This is what we're
dating.
talking about. You guys are not yet married. We're talking about investing into relationship before marriage.
Before marriage.
This is what we
yeah,
discuss.
yeah, yeah.
So
I know
when
that's
we
what we're
get
talking
married,
about. But even at that, Peterson, even at that, for me, for me, when I met Webby, the way she turned out, it took long time. Like yeah, the turn
before you
like
give to yourself,
like so you already know the
she's a
person.
good
It's
woman.
like unless you get it, yeah, unless you get into sporadic, something sporadic, something quick. But like I feel like when I before I try to marry somebody, like I mean things are different now, but I believe there are a lot of things I will have monitored. There are things I will have looked at. There were things I will have to already build that trust. Like, unless, like I said, modern day people can see somebody, like the next thing, they hooking up and they play Mario. But I'm from a traditional society, so I still have that that thing in me. So take long together. No, each. I remember when first when we met, she left. She totally forgot about me. She went to Liberia. I think she went for burial. Like I used to go in the yard. She went Liberia for. I think she was there for months. But I used to, cause her sister and myself were in the same school. I mean, we graduated together. So in the Reverend Gang. So I used to go to her sister. So when she came back, her sister to her said, "Oh, that boy." She said, "He's still coming here." She had seriously. I'm telling you. She said, "He's still coming here." So that's how much I was still imagine when she was away for 2 months. I was still going in that yard. Even though I knew her sister, but she, after graduation, I had nothing much to do with her sister. But because of her, I was still. So for me, I still have that traditional tendency that the person I'm gonna be with, there's a lot about them that I already know, so that I already built some trust. So I don't, like me. It's just me, guys. I wouldn't really
No,
have to go to. Oh, let's sign the paper. You're gonna go to school.
no,
Gonna
no,
get
no.
this. I would not
Real
just.
You are like that now
so
because you
most of
have
these
not
things,
gotten through the
right?
pain.
Hmm.
Right. Most of these things, when it's happening, you yourself don't even know, right?
Hmm.
So with the whole like love, you're in love and stuff, right? Most
Hmm.
of the time, women these days, there's a lot of text message going on, right?
Hmm.
You're not thinking in your mind that this is not going to work. But through your communication, when that love have erased from your eyes
Hmm.
and your eyeball open wide, and you're like, oh, they girl was using me. That's when you and I do believe there are some people when you're with them, like
Hmm.
you feel a little bit lenient and stuff like that. It depends on the type of relationship, right?
Yeah.
But I will also tell you, most relationship these days, there's a lot of messaging going back and forth. And it might be spontaneous, you don't know. And then later on, when your eye open now, you're like, oh yeah, she messaged me this like for the school fees. I
Yes.
would say if you're paying for it, you're
Hmm.
not gonna send her the money. You're gonna say, where do I pay the school fee? Are you writing a check or you're cash apping it? And
True.
there's, you sending the cash app and there's messages through it. And of course on Cash App, you can write on there for your school fees, you ask, you have asked me for. There's like messages going back and forth, that communication. And I'm pretty sure once she receives it, she'll say, yeah, thank you so much. I promise I'll do well in school. Those are even evidence that you can use in court and say, yeah, we communicated. She wanted me to help her out to pay for the school. You might lose the school fees one, but the one with buying a whole land and stuff like that, and you invest in it, and you just, if you have money to give away because of love, oh my gosh, please send it to me.
Well, don't worry. I've made the mistake of sending money, sending so many things. I was sending it to a woman that was in Zambia. That was how stupid I was because of love. And the same way, I was there
Boy, you
buying
travel all
Louis
around the
Vuitton.
world.
I
Yeah,
was even
so
buying Louis Vuitton bags, Seth. That was how bad I was, so engraved in love until my eyes shine. When she now decided, randomly, I don't know why, she happens to show up in the United States of America. And then guess what? She's in a Rolls Royce with some guy. That was where reality hit me. Since then, I've made 360 turn around that I don't even care. If a woman comes and you tell me, say you want money, I will question so many things. I'll look from head to toe.
Oh my God.
So
Who's
let me just give you guys an example what happened
Because
to me.
reality hits.
Yeah, let me give you guys an example what happened to me last year, right?
mm,
We purchased a vehicle from somebody that's a family friend, right? Paid cash, went there. I told him everything. Like for me, I'm very to the T. Like I let people know things in advance before it happens because I told him one, I'm giving you cash and you've written all this time that you're going to make sure this car pass all of this before. We didn't want to do payment. We were like, let's just purchase another car real quick, right? Because our other car gave up. So give this man $9,000 cash. But this was through Zelle, right?
yeah,
Went and got the car, you know, didn't even drop the car, got the car on a Friday. Saturday, didn't use it. Monday morning, my husband said, okay, you guys use this other car, we'll use this one. When he's driving to work, the car is like making this noise. So he said, I can't go any further. You guys, I'm going to drive this car, but when I come, we have to park it and take it back, right?
yeah.
So in that moment, I was like, okay, we're not calling him. We're going to start text messaging. So texting him, I said, did you, like, you told me you were sending me the receipt of everything. Where is it? He said, oh, I give it to your brother because we were operating through my brother, right? So have that on text message. In that moment, created a group chat. Going back and forth now, I told him, I told my brother, I said, this car, not working. I don't want it. He said, oh, come on, the guy said a lot of cars. Don't be difficult. Are you ready to be? I said, no, no, no. Because I told him if it has one problem, I'm dropping it off to you because you told me I won't put you in a car and I won't put my wife in and like all this thing. And it sounded like more like he was trying to be flirtatious instead of actually doing business. But I was being very serious with him. I said, no, oh, you're my business partner, sister, all this thing. I said, okay. I told my brother, I said, talk to him. If he's looking for a woman, I'm not interested. I came here for business and I need him to pay attention to what I'm talking about. Roll everything down to okay. But anyways, long story short, the car in the middle of us trying to go drop the car off, like the car stops
Hmm.
in the middle of traffic. Like my husband was driving and I was driving behind him with the other car. The car stopped. It can't move. I was like, how can you be driving at a regular speed and a car stop?
Wow.
Sounds like
So
transmission gave out.
transmission issue, right?
Yeah.
So I called my brother. I said, hey, I'm about to text you guys in the group. I took a video, everything, send it to you guys. This car, I don't want it. Please, I'm calling my insurance to tow the car because I have that service. They can tow the car to his lot. But if he doesn't want it towed there, if I tow it to my house, it's going to only be here for 2 days because the car is not moving. I can't keep it here. Anyways, long story short, it's African people going back and forth. He starts saying all this, da 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 da. So I told him, I said, I'm not here for sweet talk. I don't do all this whole you African, I'm African. I do it on certain things. But if you try, I give you $9,000 cash. I cash out you from my account. So what I'm asking you is, it's only been 3 days. I don't want your car. Here's your car. Send my money. And I want it exactly how I paid it to you. I told you this in writing on your paper when I signed the car paperwork. You told me yes, if it doesn't work, I can bring it back to you. Anyways, it started. I don't own you no car. First of all, I called the tow truck. Yeah, we towed the car to his lot, handed the key to his person that's in the lot, took a video of all of that. They sent it to me and everything. Call my brother. This thing went on for 1 year, but I told them this thing went all around. They're calling me talking about, oh, we're all African. If you want to find you another car, why would I take another car from you when the first one had issue? That's like me dragging the problem on and off. I said, no, I want my money. I'm giving you 90 days. That's 3 months from this day that we're having this conversation in the group chat, that I need my money. And if you don't give it to me, I will see you in court. He said, you threaten me? You threaten me? I said, I'm not even going through that. It was all through the messages. My brother called me, oh, let me handle it. Da, da, da. Anyways, long story short, 3 months came exactly that day. I messaged him. I said, I have not seen any payment. What's going on? I haven't heard anything from you guys. He said X, Y, and Z. I said, okay. So went to the court, to a small claim court, and filed a suit. Let my brother know I'm suing your friend, that, and I need my money. He said, oh, da, da, da. It was back and forth. They tried to write me a fake check, all this stuff. I said, no, I'm not taking a check from you. I told you pay me Zelle. Anyway, long story short, the person that's supposed to serve him went to go serve him, didn't get him, so I paid our company to go serve him. They served him the paper. The court told him if he missed another day, he will automatically have to pay me and pay me every fees that I paid. So he's like talking this little girl. Da, 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 da. I said, I don't have a conversation about that. But I say this because when we finally went to the courthouse, they're asking questions. He's there talking about, oh, how he tried to treat me like a little sister.
What?
Listen to me. This is a business. I am not your little sister. I'm sorry. I'm African. You're African, but this is not. I send you my hard-earned money, cash. I don't even know you. You're talking about treating me like a. So the judge said, "Be quiet." I mean, it was funny in there that day. I said my piece. It was time. The judge said, "I gave you 48 hours. 48 hours. The reason I'm giving you 48 hours to sell her money, as she asked, one is because Zelle, you cannot send all the money in one pieces. So you're gonna do it twice. And like it went in my favor. He had to pay me the money. And then guess what? The car was towed to his lot. He lied in court and said I didn't tow it to him. So I had to
Oh
video
my God.
everything and show it up. So guess what? The judge said since you said you don't have the car, she's gonna keep the car title and everything.
Wow.
Oh,
But you're going to pay her money. So my brother's looking at me like, why you didn't let us settle outside of court? I said, no, I don't have time for this. I told you guys, give you 3 months. That's enough time. And then they came to me to give them the title for them to, why, if I give you the title, what case do I have?
nothing. You have no case.
like, like, come on.
You
You
have no
guys
case.
do these things. Like, I hope you know I'm not stupid. I'm gonna give you the title. They're telling me, give me the title so I can sell the car. And then when I sell the car, give it to you. Then
Oh,
somebody else messaged me. He's the attorney. All of this, whatever. But long story short, I ended up getting my money back. And to let you know, I don't even want the car. I have the title here. But they tried to call me and I said, look, I'm going to try to sell your car back to you with your title because I know you have the car. But I didn't want to do that. My husband's like, just leave them alone. If they want the title, they have to call you, apologize, and then you can give it to them because you already get our money. But I say this because a lot of time we use emotions and say, oh, we're family, and you lose a lot of valuable things that you're not
True.
supposed
That's
to
true.
lose.
That's true. That's
So from that moment, when they see me, they're like, oh,
I mean, that was so straightforward.
Yeah.
Straightforward. You need to understand this simple. You're doing business, know you're doing business with somebody. You don't want to use that kind of a relationship aspect and get at the detriment of this person. That's what many people do.
Yeah.
Using relationship at the detriment of the person you claim to love, there should be stop to it. And people will put stop to it when the other side of the relationship understand what they want. Because if I want a relationship, I want a wife that we can complement each other and get things going. And she wants different thing out of me, not so much of the relationship that I'm interested in. I interested in building family, future. You
Yeah.
interested in growing your family, yourself, your
Yeah.
own self. So then what is the dividend for me? There is nothing. We are completely off the same path. So me, if I will be generous to you, I should be generous to you. And let me understand that so that if the relationship is not holding, I will know that yes, I don't have much into this relationship. But if I think that I'm investing while I'm doing different thing, I will be hurt more, and there will be a lot coming in.
Oh, excuse me.
So indeed, I like that straightforward stand. That's it. Then people got to know that, oh yes, next time I'm doing this, not everybody the same. There are some people
I'm
who's going
telling you.
to be different.
At least
But
you
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 know,
even got the
they've
money
been
back.
doing it for such a long time. There's so many people I've heard the other person spend this amount of money and they just let it go. They will say, if you go to court, you won't get anything out of it. I said, okay, if I go to court and the lawyer and the judge tell me you invested it, it's your loss, I understand. But you're not gonna tell me that. Don't manipulate me. I'm going to court. I'm telling you, family got all involved. Everybody's like, "Oh, Felicia, just let it go. That's your friend."
But but Fia, okay. So I was thinking about writing another question before I came on. So
Uh huh.
the last time we talked about being ready, right? Remember when we talked about the topic, people said they ain't ready. Like,
Yeah.
so what? Okay, what happened, guys? If you put your time, emotion, all that effort you put in there, right? I mean, let's forget about the whole money business, the whole other
Right.
paper
That's
trail
another
thing. But
part of this
yeah,
topic. Yeah. Go
get
ahead.
time, because time is that's I have seen people, time is one of the things that really I heard men say I put all my time into this, I even heard women say I put all my time into that. So time is one of the precious things that people put into those kind of situations. So what happens if you put in all your time, trusting like, oh, you know go being there, visit, doing other things, other emotional connections, spending time. You're going to the park, you're doing other things. And then at the end of the day, after some time, she say or he say, you know what? I don't think we're ready for this. What comes to your mind and like is it like how do you handle that after all that effort you put in there, thinking you got a wife to be, you got your hands in hands all over the place, to Dollar Tree, McDonald, all the cheap cheap.
I know, right? Those are my favorite.
Yeah, now we the stingy people feel that kind of person
Yeah.
we can call. Yeah,
We'll
and
open
then
Like you
our
said,
association.
uh,
We'll
yeah,
open our association.
I say,
Go to the park, go to the store, buy that cheap ice cream. Y'all go walk
yeah,
in the park like you're
oh
just
yeah.
balling.
Just chilling with ain't nobody who would know say for the Dollar Tree.
who knows why in your hand? Nobody knows.
Exactly. But then what if the person said that, you know what, honey? I know we've been going through all this. I know, you've been there for me through bereavement, through other things, but I'm just not ready, God. What what do assuming that one of us not in that situation, what do we do? Like Peterson, what you do, knock yourself down and be like, Jesus.
Shut your head.
If you want me to speak first,
Go
I
ahead.
this is what I see. River says,
Uh-huh.
you know, even though sometimes it's easier said than done, but The best thing, I mean, we giving our opinion for other people. For
Mhm.
me, I'm not going to go into that kind of nonsense any longer. So, so sometimes we say these things for other people, especially
Yeah.
based on experience
Yeah.
and what I never had that kind of a problem. But
Okay.
this is how it is the best way to do. Whenever you want, like I gave an example of going to look for a relationship to be that you try to start a business.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
if you want to start a business or you want to have a relationship, you're looking for it. The first thing the time you put it in, you know that it's your own time, it's at your own assessment, what
Right.
have you. It's not a relationship time. Don't think say it's that relationship time. Now, if you go into that, what follows when you see that relationship and you start to courtship and what have you, it becomes investment. That time you put in there now, it becomes a turn from that assessment onto investment. Now, every investment that you think of, it has time horizon. You
Mhm.
set a time for it. At what point, what can I see to know that this investment is growing well and I
Mhm.
need to open an office or
Yeah.
I need to do XYZ? When you start to play yourself that way, then you will be looking for determinants. What are the
Mhm.
determinants of my marriage? How can I determine to say, oh yes, this lady or this guy is somebody that I think we can sit together, or I think I can go and show him to my people.
Mhm.
Now, when you start to see these things, I mean, they are all in time. So, for example, if you say, okay, look, I want to marry in the next 1 year, for example, right? If I
Yeah.
get this relationship, I see I got to marry in the next 1 year or in the next 2 years. Let me just take in the next 1 year. The first thing you know that how long should it take me to know who this person is? It should
Mhm.
take me 3 months, at least, at most. Let me say at most.
Yeah.
Three
Almost.
months, 3 months at most. 3 months, you should be able to know who is Peterson, what family he from, what kind of what is vision like, what he thinks he wants, what can I get out of him when we are married. In these 3 months, it's sufficient for you to know all of these things. After
Yeah.
these 3 months, if you can't get anything out of Peterson, pack your load, do your different
And
thing.
go.
If you can't pack your load, you're doing it at your own risk. Because why? If you can't get anything out of me 3 months, you cannot get it out of me 6 months. You
Yeah.
cannot get it out of me 1 year. So if the 3 months is set it that way, yes, you already get this thing out of me. The next thing is you're pushing for the next 3 months. What can I do within the next 3 months? I'm moving to engage this lady. I'm moving to do this. I'm moving to do that. Start to plan our activities. And that engagement, after engagement, very well, Rose says, after engagement, you're shooting straight for marriage, and
Yep.
Yeah.
that's the planning process is seen that. So maximum 6 months, if you really want to sit down, maximum 6 months should be enough that you will know what you want to get into and how you want to do it. So
Absolutely.
I would not want anybody, any young person or any person who listens to me to feel that uh, I just there and the relationship does not hold it. I regret. No, every investment has an other pin. The pin
Mhm.
is even the 3 months you put into that relationship when it crumbles, you will still
Mhm.
have that pin.
True.
But you
True.
have a little time horizon that you know that at least I'm not going to fight. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, some people go like 2 years. They are sitting out there. They're still running behind each other. In
Instead
fact,
of like each other, they're
in
learning
fact, the
it.
first 6 months, the lady you say you want, you've been inviting her for dinner. She's not even available to come so you guys can sit together. Every day messaging each other. And sometimes some people asking for tuition, asking for this one. You start doing that, start paying those things. 6 months gone, you're not even seeing that lady yet to sit and talk with her. You're going towards 1 year, nothing about her, and then you go now after 2 years, the lady say, "Oh, sorry, I have a relationship, and I'm sorry for the time." Then you sit there and say you regret the time you put in. That's so
Yeah.
that's so lady. So
Like you don't even know who her brother is. You don't know who her dad is. You
nothing,
don't know nothing about what she do, like what her family background is. Like
nothing.
I've heard a lot of people say, "Well, I've never even seen his friend." How are you dating someone for like a year? You don't even know who his friends are. Like,
You don't know.
what are you guys doing? But let's hear from Richmond.
Yeah.
Which one is
Like, and it's so mind blowing to me. Like, people are saying, "Yeah, I've been with him for this long. I ain't seen one friend." What?
Yeah,
What are
well,
you doing with your life?
after Richmond finish, fee. That's why you say it actually happened. Let Richmond finish. I will tell you what
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Like, what are you doing
Which
with your
one?
time?
Come on. What happened
Well,
with that?
people are,
I know,
people are spending their time wasting it.
Zambia lady.
Yeah. The
That
man started
happened.
later in the Rolls Royce. He said, "What?
Yes.
Almost
I didn't get Rose Boy buying Louis Vuitton. Can I keep up?
Wow.
That's because she was pretty much playing the game. She was playing the game with everybody. And me, I was just stupid because I was sending the money through Western Union. So
Wow.
I did not
You
even
get
know until, yeah, I was sending the money through Western Union. And then the sister, because she told me she had fibroids. So I was like, oh,
Oh.
okay. So I was sending the money that she should take care of herself. And then she also said she needed to pay for her school. She needed money for the surgery. So I was sending it. And
Why
then
you
at
didn't talk to
school,
us? You had me and Anna the whole time. Oh my God.
my dear, what I say, I don't know what was going through my head. I guess it was love. Because at that time, when I see fine girl, you know me, I like thick women. So when I saw
Oh,
this fine
Yeah.
girl and she was looking so beautiful, I was like, I was so engraved into the love. But then love has shown me
Lost.
pepper. So that's why now,
It was lost. It was
yeah,
lost.
exactly. Lost. So that's why nowadays, when it comes to that, I don't even pay attention to the physical thing anymore because it's pointless. That would deceive you. So I take the time. And yes, I have had experience where I did not even know who her family members were, and we're literally talking for about a year plus because we met on MySpace. And
Ooh.
then from MySpace, we were talking on that olden days video chat. Is it Voodoo or is it Vivo? You know those
I
olden
don't
days.
even know those ones, man. I'm like, wait, I know MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace and Vivo were those were the chatting platforms. So I was using that to chat with her, and then I was sending through Western Union. I would even leave my house to go and send the money. But yes, I did not know her family members. I didn't know nothing until having to see her in America, and she was in Texas here, Frisco, Texas. That was where my eyes shine, and it made me understand that you really need to not invest so much time because it was time, money, effort. And I was here thinking that I was actually investing in somebody that was going to come to the United States of America and then we are going to be together. Because at that time I had my 2-bedroom apartment and Mr. Charity Organization. I was always doing charity organization for everybody. I went and got 2-bedroom apartment and then I was housing everybody. Pregnant woman that even gave birth in my house 9 months later. Uncle that came from Nigeria. Another one came from UK. I was just
Oh,
Mr. Person that
God.
they can deceive. And the funny part was, even church self was the one that was bringing the people. And me, I was saying, okay, everything is good. But here I am being a fool. So that's why nowadays, you gotta really take the initiative, take the time, and just bypass all that. Look beyond the physical things and just try to know what you are really dealing. And like I said, try to get to know the family because if you don't know, if you haven't known the family after 6 months, then my dear, you're just wasting your time because that means you will never know because they will keep on hiding it and they will bring one excuse after another. There will be, and by the time you try to ask them, when would I get to see your family? Who is the person you're talking to? They will give you another excuse. They will tell you they have to go to this thing. Her excuse was she has to travel. That was the excuse she was giving me when I told her, because she said she was next to her auntie and her sister. I said, okay, can I say hi to them? She said, oh, it's not possible because I need to jump on the bus. I need to go and catch this flight to go down to the next city for my surgery to go and do checkup. And that's how I was deceived over and over again until 2 years passed.
Ah,
Reality has shown me pepper. That's why nowadays, when people now start wondering why am I so mean and heartless, it's because I've seen reality. So until you tell me otherwise, until I see otherwise that you are genuine, I don't trust nobody, not even females.
But
I don't
that
trust.
That's a
See,
good.
that
all the signs were written on the walls, though. All the
that
signs were there. But
Yeah, but men
like
will
I
never see that sign because when we are in love, when we see something that we like, all that sign goes away. Your mind will not tell you to think about that sign. It has to take you having that close friend to actually be able to get you out of that and show you the various signs. Because you will not see it, but
wow,
your friend will be the one that will pretty much do all that checkup. It
Yeah,
was one of the people that I
I
had in my
agree with
house
you.
that eventually told me because this other lady, she was a Zambian lady, the pregnant one that gave birth in my house. She was Zambian as well. So at some point,
Why you keep a
I was
Nigerian? You just have Zambians around you.
my brother. I had everybody from around me. I had Cameroonians. I've gotten my heart broken by Cameroonians. I've gotten my heart broken
really?
by my fellow Nigerians. And now I don't know what's up with me. The people now that I seem to, I've had this pattern where everybody that I've now been in relationship with since the past 10 years has been people by the name Amaka. And now the wife that I married, her name is Amaka. so
Rosemary, you're killing me tonight. I swear.
Uh,
I don't know, but it's like
Amaka is in
at
your
some point I
destiny.
feel like I'm cursed. I don't know who I
but
offended that is
wow.
but
backfiring.
but
Even
but,
the
but
guy that I helped, his name was Peace. And yet, like you said, you have to be able to have that financial, this thing, have that documentation. Him, I
Mhm.
took as a brother, but brother backfired on me because I helped his wife get, I helped them get their citizenship. I helped them pay for their accommodation for 3 months. This Mumu decided to go and take my ID, my work ID, and he showed me paper. He kept it in his car for over 3 weeks. I did not go to work. And then when time came, because he was giving me common food to eat, this man tells me that the 10,000 that he's owing me, that they've been feeding me, that they need to deduct that money out of it before they give me my balance back. Okay, give me the balance. I went to military, came back, fiam, they are gone. That's how life really, it hits people in different ways. You just never know. So it's not
but,
Wow.
just,
but
it doesn't just happen in relation. You can have relationship that you think this person is your brother or your sister, and they will show you pepper as well. You just never. And now the guy, he left. His mother warned me about him that my son, this boy will ruin you. I thought it was a joke. I was like, no, mommy, he's my brother. That he's like my brother, and I will not leave him hanging. Okay. Another person warned me too. I told them the same thing. And then now, what does he do? He ran and took himself to Pennsylvania. And then now his mother died. Bam, that's when the guy now remembers that he's going to say hi to me. But yet, he still doesn't want to show his face. He doesn't even know that I know where he stays. His
but
wife
Wow.
wanted to poison his mother because the mother was, his wife's daughter wanted tried to poison the mother by putting soap inside the drinking water that she was giving to the woman. Just because the woman was pretty much trying to ensure that I no longer help her son because she was telling me that, hey, stop. This boy does not care about you. He's using you. He collected money for a computer. I paid him for 2 computers. He never delivered those computers to me. Instead, he ran away. So you really got to be careful. It's not just marital relationship or relationship that has its own backfire in taking you down and you invest time. It's also people that you consider as family, the ones that you consider as your friends and family that you bring close to you. They will also be the ones that could also ruin you because you will spend that time and eventually they will just screw you over and dump you and move on. You become
but
like a footmat that they will
Right?
just move on to the next one.
that that
You're totally
so
right.
so 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 that
Wow.
that parents business, you I mean you guys, I heard you guys talk about B said that you don't know their friend. Are those mandatory? Like I don't see it in, because like I told you one time, my big boy, my older son, he left the house. I took him to my job. He was there for a while. He met one girl. He just left. He left, and we were looking for him. The boy was gone for almost 3, 4 months, 4, 5 months. So we went to the police station. We called him. Or it was like 3 months. We called him. We couldn't get him. Went to the police station. Filed police report. The policeman asked her how old. We called. The policeman said, "No, he gone to his girlfriend." Like that man. I think I said on the street. Like that man
Yeah.
was like a. Then Weffy said she was mad. She said, "What do you mean, my son don't do?" Say, then the message he going to his girlfriend. I know. She said, "How you know? My son don't even do that. He would never go anywhere." Then she said, "I don't even know I don't even know her." The policeman said, "You ain't gotta know. You ain't gotta know her. My man, just a white people kid. Man said, "You ain't gotta know her. My mother never even knew my woman. My mother never even knew my girl until." Oh wow! So my question to you guys, I hear you're talking about taking people. Is it so when we talking about this whole investment thing? Is it even necessary? Because I noticed that especially in the I've seen those a lot in the Nigerian movies and in Liberian culture too, where a lot of time and even you feel one time you said you went to some people's house and those people I think they didn't like you because you were Liberian. Like, is it necessary? Because I think that's one of the problem too, though. I think this African with quick carrying people to parents. Like, I mean, you don't know if stuff gonna work. You take her there. The brothers and sisters see her after 3 months. Where is she? Oh no, she ain't here again. She, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a. I mean, it's a African thing because in Western culture, I must admit, yes, I see it, but they don't really take it to be big issue like you guys see it though. It's a military as part of the, when we say investing in that you got to take their mom got to know them, sisters got to know them. Do you have to do that? Seriously?
No, no, I don't. I think when we talk about knowing the family, it's not that you're like going to them to know them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Peterson said, that initial 3 month, which that was my mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you and I having conversation and we're thinking about relationship, at some point of those conversation, I need to hear something about your family, right?
Okay.
I need to know like the type of relationship you have with your family and things like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And if you are not me, people who have those type of relationship with their family, they're mostly eager to show you pictures of their family, what it looks like, and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me feel like, okay, I know who I may not know them physically within that 3 months, but I know of them and I know the activities you're doing around them. I know how you're spending your time and I know the important people that I need to know in your life. I know about them, right?
Okay. Okay.
It's not me like bringing them to my house and showing them. God knows, like my family always used to say, "Well, you own a boyfriend and a ghost." I said, "They because I used to tell them the day you see a person, that's it. Because it's not just everybody you're gonna like, but when you and I talk, you will know the most important people that are in my life and what's important about them. But and if I'm going hang out with them, you know I'm going hang out with them because you will see pictures and videos of us hanging out. Not that you're physically meeting them yet, but once we to that level and we're about to go serious, then I feel comfortable bringing you to a family function. It's not like
Okay.
I'm bringing you to introduce you. Let's just say we're having a cookout at the
Oh,
park,
okay.
right?
Okay, I understand.
Then you come and hang out with me
I
to
said,
see who's. Or I'm telling you who they are. I'm not telling them that's my boyfriend. I'm just saying, hey, just me, my friend. Like we haven't met, done that initial, like
Yeah. Yeah.
introduction yet. When we're to that level where we both feel comfortable, and you know of those people now, then it's like, okay, I want you to meet the most important people in my life. Which now is like they're ready to like really dig in now and ask you some serious questions about me because now I feel comfortable. I'm about to show you to my family. But I not just me and you together. Hey, yeah, come hang out with us and me. Like you're clouding everything because I'm not even sure if I even like
Yeah,
you. And
and then not cutting you off, you will continue.
mhm,
But the reason I asked because it's one of the scarier moment in relationship. I noticed when watching Nigerian show, the African shows, when the guy is taken to the mom, the girl is nervous because she don't know. And even look, my dad, when I was growing up, the guy, for some reason, the man at Bassa, man, my man at Bassa, but he never liked Bassa. That man, you carry a woman to it, should be Congo girl with dress. You don't want to see nobody with lapa, nobody. Yeah. Oh, seriously, my father never liked any of those people I grew up with in that neighborhood. Yes,
It's a
never ever.
cultural
Yeah. So imagine me. So that's why. Because it's a nervous movement, because you don't know how the family, how the man gonna perceive that guy. The person like 5'2", like people like all like what kind of shot me guy. So yeah, go ahead, people. That that's why I asked that whether it was necessary, because those kind of time it's like once the parents don't like the man, right, why it does right there, guys. It kind of like start to, people start to get a little bit jittery. Oh, I mean, it looked like your mom don't like it. Your dad was looking at me, sitting with your brother. So that's why I was asking if it was necessary. You can continue.
Yeah.
If you
So
take
when
your
those things
listen, if you
happen,
ever take
right?
them to Africa, if you ever take a girlfriend or a boyfriend to a Nigerian parent, be rest assured there's going to be 4 questions that they want to know.
Hmm.
They're
Yeah.
pretty much going to ask you. The first thing they will always ask you is, what does your father and mother do? Because they have to know the kind of parents, the family they are literally letting their own son or daughter go into. But then they're also going to ask you, they want to know if your parents have title. They have to have that king or
Yes,
queen title. This
yes.
thing. They will even ask you your job self. If you are not an engineer, or you're not striving to become a lawyer, or you're not striving
A
to
doctor,
become a
a
doctor,
medical doctor.
then that means you're a nuisance
Jesus.
in their book. And if you're a nuisance, they will never like you. And they will even interrogate you from head to toe, because they will not even be the ones to interrogate. They are the siblings who interrogate you, because they have to make sure that you are worth it. And that's how they will literally weed out who are the good ones and the bad ones from the relationship, and they will kick you out. It's a scare tactic. Yes, you gotta be scared. Even me, Seth, when I wanted to go and meet my wife's people, I did not even go to Africa to go and do the traditional. They did the traditional on my behalf. But meeting the mother and meeting her brother, I was already scared out of my mind, because I didn't even know what to do. That's just how scary it is. And I'm yet to even meet her father. I don't even know what I'm going to do when I meet the man, when I ever go back to Nigeria.
That,
And
that's
I'm
a
like,
that's a dead case. You don't already
Yeah, you
I'm
already
already, even if
married.
I'm already married, it doesn't
okay.
matter. I am still scared, because I haven't physically met the man I'm being in front, because I don't even know what the kindreds are going to do. The
He's
kindreds are
not
going to
going to
ask
do
me so
anything
many
to you.
questions that I might not even be able to answer. So I have
Come
to still be
on.
scared.
What's he going to do? You're going to take that woman from you?
Yeah,
Now,
I
even
already
if he
have
doesn't
pills and
take,
everything.
no, even if he doesn't take, because when they always tell us these things, when you are getting married, right? You're not just getting married to the family itself. You're literally getting married to the entire family. So you're getting uncles, aunties, cousins. You are pretty much getting married to everybody. That's why their bride price is always extremely long. Because when it comes, everybody gets a piece of that bride price. Which basically means when I go there, since they have never seen me physically before, everybody is gonna come. They're gonna want to meet me. They're gonna ask me so many questions, and I'm gonna be pretty much nervous out of my pants. I won't even know
Go
what the
like
heck to do.
Graham. Go like Graham Martin in the United States.
So that is things that I'm already prepping my mind for, and I'm still trying to figure it out, because I
Oh,
just
you'll
don't
be
know
fine. You already
what
got
to
2
expect.
babies out of her. What else is gonna
It
there? What are they
doesn't
gonna do?
matter whether you
You
have
got two
kids with
persons
them or
on
you
your side
don't.
already. The
It's
mother is
still
on your
there's a whole
side. The
different
brother is on
ball
your
game.
side. The father is not going to do anything different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I come from a family where royalty is a big thing. I came from a royal family, so as a result, I have to pretty much, and everybody has some kind of chieftaincy title. So it
Yeah.
is a lot. You're literally dealing with red cap chief. Her father is a red cap chief. My grandmother is known all over that same this thing. So is her father. So there is a lot, and my uncle happens to be the king of that same place. But the man has never even physically seen me. So there is a lot of fear that comes in. So you just gotta
Wow.
take
I see
into
why
when you're
your
dealing with
parents went
Nigerians, you gotta be
and married
careful.
the lady on your behalf. Part of
Is
that, they
that
are thieves and So they went and married the woman on your behalf. So you have to fear nothing, man.
Oh, trust
You
me,
got this, rich man. You got this. I believe in you.
I'm dreading that day that I'll have to come in front of them because then I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to even greet the man because I haven't been in that country for God knows how long.
So you
So,
always say, I think your concern is dealt with. Fee, just put it
Yeah,
in the way. I think your concern is dealt with. It's a
yeah,
yeah.
gradual process. It's not just we just mention time zone so that I can inform your conscience to see how you work along with it. And when I speak about knowing the person, people, it does not mean the woman should just see you like today, and then next week she's taking you, to a father or mother. No, a conversation or the dates and what have you. Yeah, I mean, you could know at least know the name of the mother. At
No,
least
yeah.
but when it comes to African parents and it's their daughter, be rest assured the father and mother would want to see that person within a month for Nigerians.
Well,
Certain
that
cultures.
I guess the cultures are different, but it
Yes.
depends on you. The thing is, you want to prepare the person mind of who they will be eventually
right,
meeting, right?
Yeah.
right,
So you
right.
want to start telling them, "Oh, that's my sister. Oh, she's
Exactly.
crazy. She does
She's
this
so
and that."
good.
You
She's so
know, so the person know you're thinking about long term,
right,
and you're not wasting time
right.
within that 3 month. That's what a lot of people
Mm,
didn't understand when I said within 6 months, if I don't see it, I'm done. Like I'm not wasting my time. Why am I wasting your time? Like someone said, I don't even know the sister name. Why you don't know the sister name? You've been dating for 2 years. What are you waiting to know? Like two
Check you.
years?
No
You
man is
hear?
going to be serious with you if, in fact, that's the reality. If I decide to date you, the first thing you don't. In fact, just be sincere. Give me your first name, your full name. Give me your full name. I will know much about you. By the time you gotta know, I know much little bit about you. I
Yeah,
know a little bit about you. That's the first thing. I mean, some of the conversation, like I said, we are not doing it for ourselves right now. We
yeah,
are doing it for people who may follow us, people who may be like looking, trying to build relations, trying to see something. They may get some things from us and say, "Oh yes, I think that makes sense."
Yep.
You don't have to even to be to the extent that this lady had not opened up to you to even tell you where the hell she from. Then you
yeah,
dare saying, "I got a woman. I'm a man. I'm dying for that lady." You die for yourself. The first thing you ask her, it'll be able to be free and tell you who she is. And
yeah.
from that, you'll be able to know a little bit about her before you start asking her for a little bit.
Probably said she's learning a lot. You gotta learn a lot because the world we're living in, people will not offer information.
No.
You have to be intentional, and a lot of people think only men, especially women, think men should be intentional about them. No, women has to be intentional about the relationship too, because you're going into where you should know what you want, and you should know how long you're willing to spend time. Because I have a friend, right, and I remember she dated this guy for 3 years, and he kept saying, "No, I don't want to get married yet. We're fine." And they're
So you see,
dating. We're getting to know each other. And she started saying the same thing. We're still getting to know each other. And I said, "You're getting to know each other. You sleep together. You're briefly live together. Like what, how much are you going to know each other?" And she's like, "Well, that's true. I don't even know his relatives. Like
oh
I've
my
never met
God,
him."
three
3 years?
years?
3 years. That is
I was
ridiculous.
like,
Yeah,
"You're
that's too
not
much.
serious." I said, "You both are just passing time. You're not ready yet. Like you're not. You're just passing time." She said, "Why did I say that?" I said, "Because why would I spend?" And then people are going as far purchasing property together as well,
Oh
like
my,
living together, buying house together. They're not like you don't even know. And then finally, they ended up breaking up. Guess what? The guy met another girl within 6 months. They were getting
wow,
married.
that's it.
They
But
were getting married. They were getting married. And then she's calling me, "Oh, I can't believe I was that." No, 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 no. Because
but
everybody knows me. Don't call me, because if you call me and tell me that, I will tell you the hard truth. I said, "No, no, 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 no. I don't want to hear that. You were not intentional about the relationship. Why
but
do you say that? I invested my time." And I said, "No, you were not intentional." Because if you're intentional, all these things, you get to see them full front. Like, I'm not in your relationship, but the moment I meet you both, I know what's happening. You're a
Yeah.
go getter. You get a lot of things done. You're able to get people in place to get things on. So somebody is, that's part of the reward. That's part of the perks that comes with people you're with, right? So they're enjoying that. You're getting him started on these things. You're getting him this. He was not this and that. And now he got to that point. He looking at you like, oh, you're acting like my mom, or you're acting like this person. So I'm not interested. Meet somebody else and say he
I
was
need
dating the
somebody that
person.
I'm going to spend my life with.
I you know, I think I would give a little pushback on that fee. I think
Yes, of
Why?
course you
fee.
do.
I think you know what
Mhm.
you I think you made it stand up so you yeah, man, you got it bar so hard talking about the
I
sister
told
and
you,
thing. Yeah,
I
man,
told
you
you how.
look. Yeah, she got it bar set up so hard until the goalie second you reach it. But I mean, we have to understand, guys. There are people they are like me. Webby myself, like in the front of refuge. I didn't know where the mother used to come there. I mean, the father passed years before we met. So, but the brothers were all in Liberia. We were in the in Ivory Coast. So the only time I started seeing the brother, there was this one guy. He tried to get attitude. He like, I even have your time. Just pass by and say, look at him, who got your time? I just yeah, I didn't. I guess so. There were other brothers that didn't really know me. There were other all the sisters were in Liberia. They didn't really know me, but we were there. We were together for almost 3 years in Ivory Coast. But I mean, I knew the mother. So I was like. I mean, it was not out of choice, it was out of necessity. To I said necessity. It's not like we didn't want to do it though. But my point here is, guys, we have to understand people come from different family background. There are some reasons
Yeah,
why people come from abusive parents. Abusive father. There's a whole lot of things. There are some people they so I mean, I understand the 3 year is too much, but some people take longer time before they can even, especially for women, when they know they went through some problem with maybe
you
their
wasting
dad, maybe
time.
that's
River
their
says pro.
sister. Yeah, but fee,
I wish
to
the
just
age will be waiting for you.
River
I wish,
says pro.
I wish
I
the age
can't
will be
take
waiting
that
for
one.
you.
I can't. I
but,
can't
Spend
take
but
that
your life.
one.
see, maybe the man got a reason. If I mean, if the reason is authentic, why if the parents are not even
No,
there? Why if there's something you want to tell you that not a real man or a real pa? But
He should have said it. River says
oh,
pro. If you went to the market, right?
mm-hmm,
You went to go buy a piece of item.
mm-hmm,
Let's just say I'm going buy a used computer,
mm-hmm,
right?
yeah,
And that computer, I need to know why they're selling it, what's wrong with it, right?
mm-hmm,
They have all the list of parts on it, what's going on with it, right? And
yeah,
they'll tell you, okay, let's take it out. It's not used computer. We're buying a brand new computer,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm,
It comes with a paper that tell you everything and what function works on it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And now you already bought it, you've used it, and
mm-hmm,
you're listing it on Facebook Market because I sell on there all the time. I sell some stuff that I'm not using, right?
yeah,
On there, they ask you, is it new, old, or this, right?
mm-hmm,
And if it's under that category, tell you why it's not news, what's wrong with it, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And you tell it, right?
yeah,
The reason you want to know that because you want to take that risk and see, hey, I can risk it. I'm fine. I can try to work with it, right?
yeah,
So if I'm going to a relationship that I'm saying, well, this is because women talk, right?
mm-hmm,
This is my man. That's the person I'm gonna marry. I'm done on the job on this dating market. I already found the one, right?
mm-hmm,
If I'm telling myself I found the one and this is who I want to be with, it is my duties to know everything.
What is
Like,
happening?
because guess what? We are all born with the time given to us that we spent on this earth.
true,
Like nobody know how long. God forbid you don't know tomorrow morning you might hit the internet and say, "Oh, Felicia's gone," right?
God forbid,
You,
huh?
that's why I said God forbid, right? But
Mm-hmm,
we never know. But we live this life thinking
that's
like,
true, that's true,
I
that's
have
true,
all this time in this world, but
mm-hmm,
you don't have time. Like
true,
the only time you have is that 24 hours when you wake up, you look at it. and you
Mm-hmm.
have it in your hand. So you have to pay attention to it. And I wish like a lot of people would really pay attention to it. And then I know life is not always rigid and you have to play here and there, but you need to be very, very intentional about a lot of things. If
True.
I'm going to spend 12 months with someone that I'm dedicating my time, my emotion, being vulnerable with you, if I can't even tell you what's going on with my family dynamic, you know, and say,
Mm-hmm.
I've never X, Y, and Z, and I don't feel comfortable sharing this, but these are the people that I really feel cool with. They're over here. Every relationship have different things happening. Everybody family have different history, right?
Yeah.
But at least I need to know what's going on with you.
True.
And then I can work with it. A
True.
lot of people say
True.
looking for a perfect partner. There's no perfect partner. I have my issues. You have your issues. When we look at it, both, are we able to handle it? Okay, let's keep it moving. You know, if I can't handle your issue, I'll tell you, you know why?
That is the
Um,
investment aspect of it. We talk about relationship.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? That's too much for me to handle mentally, physically, emotionally. I can't. So I'm gonna check out, right?
Yeah.
And I told you guys I met a gentleman before I met my husband. He has he had a medical issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know about it. And he lived in another state. So he would be in the hospital the whole time. And I had no idea. And I'm thinking like he just ghosting me, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue, he would just popped up and say, "Hey, I wasn't while I was in the hospital." I'm like, What happened?" And he wouldn't say it. So one day I made it my duty to travel there. And I got me a hotel and I said, "Hey, I'm in town. I'm keen to see the area, but if you want us to hang out, we can sit and talk." Like, I really want to know what's going on because I was interested, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we had a conversation and he didn't feel comfortable with saying a whole lot, and I told him, well, I appreciate it and I think you're a nice person, but I cannot build a relationship with someone who is not willing to tell me things that are going on. And if you're not comfortable yet, what is the time frame that you're going to be comfortable to tell me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because if you'll never be comfortable with me, if we're married, you will never be comfortable with me.
Oh,
So, what's the point of you saying I'm not comfortable right now to tell you, but we're going to be life partner to death? Like, I don't know if people really understand what that means. Like,
of
we're
course.
going
Of
to,
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
That's
That's
why
true,
God
Dr.
says
yeah,
Gabriel.
your standard is so high.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of people ran
because
away.
even my little boy, I'm talking about my my little boy. I work not little boy, but I taking like my I work. He got the same problem. So he came from an orphanage. I did not even know. You know because he using the name of the guy at work. That's the man who took him from the foster home. So he actually an
Yeah,
orphan. Yeah, I didn't know, but that's something he didn't even tell most of the like, oh, we know, we call his name. But then later on, people talk. People talk.
yeah,
Like it was through somebody that I found out. He said, oh, I said, die. He said, oh, well, that's, I thought they say American people mind their business. That's how somebody told me, say, oh, that's not his dad, he adopted him. Then later on, he felt little after we worked together for a while, he felt comfortable with me. He was telling me like his mom was a user, drugs. Yeah, his mom abandoned here. His sister, at least he was a little fortunate. To his sister, she had like a real terrible, terrible life, teenage pregnancy, all those things. So that he got that something he conceived. We like me, I know now a lot of the people, even the new girl, the new lady where she probably don't even know because he's a kind of person. I don't think he does it intentionally, but I don't know if he's ashamed of it or something. But he doesn't really put it out there. So you see, that's what I'm saying, guys. When I say like some people will keep those things to them, they don't want to tell you that their mom dropped them off the street or some dump somebody found that. Those are it's too emotional for them. At some point, like Fio said, well, she would say, well, I know, maybe I can work. Maybe he thinking like, what if I tell her this? I really love. What if I tell her this and she rejects me? People are afraid of rejection. So,
yeah.
that's what I'm talking
But that
about,
means
guys.
you have not built that comfort with me, and that's
Exactly.
okay.
It's
That's
good.
okay. And tell me, hey, right now I haven't built that comfort. I don't feel comfortable discussing it. But let's see as time goes on within this few months, let's see how it goes. Because one, trust is something that you really have to feel comfortable. If I'm telling you, I see you as my partner, I want to get married to you, and this is where you got to bare your soul to me because I need to know this is stuff I'm inheriting. So if people are not ready yet, then I feel like they're not. That's why a lot of relationships, they're like, oh, there's a secret and all this because we're not making it a requirement to know these key things because that's the key information about him because there will be something in the relationship happening that will triggers him, right? And then now it starts something or he drifts away from the relationship. He don't want to discuss it. Maybe, husband and wife will have certain type of words that's changed and then you say something that triggers you and now you're like it taking you to that place. So if I know things in advance and I know what's happening, I get to make the decision for myself and say, you know what? This is something I can handle. I think I want to be in this relationship. But if you're not telling me and you mask it all, and then now we're in this place where it's like I see you in a different light, and now we're married. That's why people say things come on. No, things always been there. It just people didn't reveal it, and people didn't make an effort to get to know those things that is making. So what if that makes me uncomfortable being in a relationship, right? What if I don't want to be with someone who have that? I know people say, "Well, you're being heartless." No, it's not. It's my interest. I don't want that because I know what's going to come with it and I don't want a headache. So I get to make that decision for myself early on. So I just think like people need to understand all your time you have in life, you're born with it in that moment. And
I
while you're here on life, it keeps going down. Kind of like a woman is born with all her eggs.
yeah.
Every month that egg is dying. And people need to understand every day your time is cutting, is clicking, the clock is clicking. So wasting your time, I don't know. For me,
So
I don't want to waste my time.
so from that aspect of having some key things in your life and you feel that you are not comfortable for you with your partner and so you want to buy in time. I just see it to be just be unserious.
Yeah,
I just
I
want
was
to be
being nice.
just be unserious. Look, there is no better time to tell anybody that you love so dearly after spending over 3 months with that person. You still don't think you can move with that person. Look, if you just see this person as a girlfriend, boyfriend, and just passing by, that's a different thing, right? I
Yeah.
just get it clear. But this is the person that you think you want to live with, you want to have your time with. You try to build that kind of a relationship. You try to build that kind of a confidence. In fact, that would be the first line of trust, the first line that you will get to know whether this person get your back or whether this person you can confide in this person. And anything that happens to you, and let's say your parent, a parental background, it should not be something that you're going to be so ashamed of, or something that you think you cannot discuss it for somebody, your partner, to know much about you. You must be proud to tell a person, oh yes, this is how my life is like, or this has been my experience. But we are building. I'm looking up to build a future for me and my children that will be more brighter. The way you mention these things to your partner, that person, in fact, the communication alone from that dinner table is going to blow the mind of that person. Oh, even though this thing look like real bad thing to me, but the way this guy put it or the way the lady put it, it's like it's a challenge that it can turn into opportunity. Okay, because everything that happened to you, it becomes a challenge, but it can turn into opportunity. You get that kind of a background and trying to build on it. Your mind is reflected on that, and your thinking is how you build it better, how you make life to be more better than what it was, and how your children should inherit that and build their future on that type of life. So I think wasting time to say, oh, I buy in time for me to tell my partner what is real, what are really happening. This it's just being unserious. And it's just not seeing that person as person you're going to live with. For
I think
example,
it goes both ways, though. For
you
that,
give
I feel
You
like
think
that goes both ways. The reason why I said so is because at the end of the day, if a person has been in a relationship before and they had told the partner that thing, if the partner uses it, because it's something that happens in relationships nowadays, if you tell your partner something, eventually when anger or when argument comes up, they will use that thing against you. And that is some things that some people keep it in mind, especially the men. And then when you jump into another relationship, you will feel like that other partner is probably going to do the same thing. And due to that, sometimes it causes people to have to pull back. You will not want to tell them for a while because you feel like that is a secret that you don't want anyone to ever know, that you just want to keep it beneath so that way it doesn't get used against you. Because that is the
so?
issue that causes people not to want to share. Is because of you seeing your partner or somebody that you've told that information to before use it against you, and that hurts even more.
that would be the best time. I would
Yeah,
say that's the best time that you will be able to put forth first,
yeah,
in my opinion.
I
Because
agree.
once somebody have known about something about you, is never a secret. Just know that.
Right, right,
You having a relation, you know you had a past relationship and it came down because of that. If you've seen a relationship you want to build, it should be the first thing that once you start building relationships, hey, look, this is how it is, and that's what make my past like this, and I'm looking for a relationship that can go this way. That should be the
right.
first thing you put forth. You start building on it. You start moving with it. You're going to see the difference. But if you hide it and come again, that same person is going to use it like it's the previous person. To me,
I agree. I also think if the person that you're trying to be with now is giving you signal like similar to what you had before,
don't bother
you
yourself.
need to change the type of people you're getting involved with.
Don't bother yourself with that person.
Like you need that means in other turn you're dating the same person but in a different phase. So
Yes.
you need to start eliminating. That means you need to change your whole cycle of thinking of what your wants are because that's not working in your favor. That's what I would say. But man, this has been a very interesting
Yes.
conversation.
So. We've been here. And the time is
Let's try to close.
this topic. I don't know who brought this topic. Looking so
No,
beautiful.
it was me. In the group, I share a video. There's a gentleman who was sponsoring a lady in Nigeria. He sent her to school, everything, paid her way to come here, and then she tried to address the whole thing in that. And I think he can use that and take it to court and actually get it legalized because of things he shared. She had a whole boyfriend back in. She had a boyfriend in Nigeria, took care. The man over here was sponsoring her, taking care of her. She wanted to go to school. He paid for everything. And she herself admitted in her response that she had this man over there back and forth, everything. And she just wanted God to see her as a sister that he invested in. What? So that's what today I was thinking about that, and I said, let's just talk about this one. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the world, and we can sit here and say here and there, but I it really sometimes it's mind boggling when I say, how do people even get to that level of doing these things to each other? Like it's like
That's
Wow.
the
what
audacity.
Jackpot, you do anything to jackpot out of the country. It is something that people do, but whether you like it or not, the system is not going to be able to help you. The only thing you can do is just report to USCIS. Then USCIS takes away her citizenship or her documents and sends her back. But what? She still ends up retaining that medical degree and she's going to use it back in Africa. So at the end of the day, she still wins, he still loses. He was just dumb to believe that getting a woman from Africa and having to pay for her to come here to United States, get married, and get her nursing degree, you've literally just given her what she wants. And it's something that common sense should have told him. This happens all the time with Nigerians. No offense, I'm a
No,
That's
Nigerian.
it. Because African.
Richmond,
Yeah,
I don't
African in general.
understand
I've pretty much seen it, and
why,
it happens.
why in this world, this age, this era, that I will date you, and then I don't know anything about you for over, because placing paper for somebody is going almost 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about you. And then you in a country, I sit here in Canada and decide to date you there, sending you money. And I have no idea
No
who you are.
idea.
And then I say, a woman coming to me, what is happening? This is why when we have platform like this, we be able to open the minds of people.
Yeah, but they don't want to watch it. They don't want to listen. They
What
don't. They
is
don't want to
happening?
listen.
What do you think? At this time, do you think is that love or lust? It's good to have distance relationship. It's not bad. But ChatGPT is right there.
There
Google
is no
is right there.
distance relationship. That
Facebook
does
is
not
right
really
there.
exist. If people tell me
What you
that,
call it? Instagram is right there.
if
TikTok
people tell
is
me
right
that
there.
long distance relationship works, I will just tell them you must be stupid
No,
because
it works. It can
it
work.
does not
I
work.
My
believe.
brother, my
I
brother,
believe it can work. It depends
if
how
you
you
don't
set
do
it
it
up.
to work for you, it does not mean it doesn't work.
Unless you've been in the relationship together in the same place for 10 years and then okay,
3 days.
you are doing that distance
Which
relationship for
one?
1 year, I'll say
Which
okay.
one?
But other than that, no
You that
offense, it's
sit
not
there.
working.
You that says that if I want to know much about you, it take me three
I
days.
can sit right here and know
3 days.
everything.
I sit right here. And the next
That's what you're
conversation
doing.
about you, I tell you something about you, you'll say how you managed to know. So the thing is, the word has changed. Before then, I would say yes. I would say yes. But
Now it's
now,
no.
I from Liberia,
Information is at
I
your
be dating
fingertips.
somebody in Ivory Coast. I know nothing about that person in Ivory Coast. I from Liberia and Ivory Coast, just like this. I don't know much about you. I dated you with that period of time. I pay somebody where they come there. In fact, they will be right by your door by the time you come to yourself. If I can be sending you money going to school and what have you, why you think I can get one of my colleagues to come right there and know who is the person
What's
I'm
going on, right?
That
And that's the part. That's the part. People are not intentional. Like they are just walking around and just say, "Well, that person is a good person." No, I can be a good person. I can be a bad person at the same time. Like pay attention. This is and I'm pretty sure he has children and you see this on Facebook all the time. People have children and they're taking those funds and then you come back, they're crying. Oh, this person, you know, they didn't. You used yourself. They did not. You did that to yourself. You need to do your due diligence and find out the information you need to. And I get
exactly.
it. We're talking about trust and all that, but guess what? Before you trust me, I need to trust you, right? And how do we your actions and things you're saying and that it needs to align. And if you feel like because and something River says Pro said that I wanted to say, if I genuinely love you and I know I want to marry you, if even you want that information, I will offer it to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah. But fee, I think rich man said something that kind of like it kind of like touch. When he said it, yeah, he's right because I think you women. I mean, I understand you said with the information thing, the person should be intentional, it should be open. But women have that tendency of using things against people. That's women. That's one of women's weapon. So yeah, let me bring my guy case back in point. He went through all that struggles in life. His sister didn't have it good, so he's living this kind of life, kind of like a side. One time he told me, and let me just share with you guys. Hopefully he's not watching the show. I think there was a Thanksgiving. Yeah, after he found out his real mom, his my mom, he went one time. He asked his mom. He said, "Mom, why did you do this to us?" Yeah, he told me, he said he had to confront his mom. Mom, what did you do? And mom said, well, you were lucky you were alive. Because if you are still being with me, the mom started explaining all those things she went through with the drugs, addiction, prostitution. It's a whole lot of things, And she said, I did it maybe so you can have this life. Then he said, but this is not even a life. But yeah, man went back and forth anyway. He said it was a little heated because when you think about his sister, what she went through. So the thing is, people like that, they could be keeping their feet because they don't want it to be used against them because at times in relationship, you and that woman something break up, and you try to be like more manly. When I say manly, not being controlling, but when you try to like, yeah, women, be like, man, you move
Yeah.
from here, man. Yeah, you are often, you this, you that, and men. Sometimes men don't forget those things. So now when they see the next woman, psychologically it's in the back of their mind. Like, what if I start to share my life information with this person and small thing happen in the house and she start to throw it against me and all her friends knows that I was once a bum or something like that. So I think I mean I understand why you're saying people should be open, people should be intentional, but sometimes those there are things that really keep people back. Look, you see, that's why this show, like your show, is very important, And like Peterson said, we say anything for other people out there. There are people out there you won't believe. Now we saying it 2, 3 years, but there are people actually out there that got secret that they have kept for decades with the
Mm-hmm.
very person that they with. Seriously, there are people out there that are keeping things about their own family, about their own identity. They're living under that or what would I say some misrepresentation. So we have to understand that like I don't think people do it intentionally. I know you want to know their family, you want to know everything, but we have to also understand too that there are things, there are traumatic situations that people go through, and that keep them back. That's just what I think, though.
I
I think
agree. And
that,
I
for
want to
example,
just,
because I know fully well, right, that I myself, I it's not everything. My wife does not even know my dad's side of the family. All she knows is my mom's side, because that is
that's
what I gave
fine.
her to
But
see.
she know of your dad, right? She knows you have
She
family.
barely knows anything because I've literally gotten to the point where I gave her a little bit of information. We got into arguments. She used it against me. So as a result, I refused now and I started keeping secrets. I refused to be telling her further details because now I already know that, okay, you've done this thing not once, but twice. Why would I then want to tell you any further information that you are now going to use? And it basically made me understand that if I get into the next relationship, these informations I'm not going to share because now I'm already worried that what exactly is going to happen. How is the next person going to feel? What's the next person going to be thinking? Is this something that now they're going to share with their friends, or how exactly is the conversation now going to go, or how is she going to try to bring me down where I'm going to end up having depression? And eventually that's what also leads to some people committing suicide, because you never know how painful that thing really is. So those are things that I myself, when I speak, is because I know that on a daily basis I experience, or I've experienced majority of it. That's the reason why I know that, okay, there are certain points in it that a person will not even want to tell you, because it's the same way. I have health condition now where I literally have chest pain. The military is pretty much dealing with that craziness. But when I told my spouse about it, she took it a completely different way. She took it pretty much as a joke, but it's something that is very, very vital and serious to me. But she didn't take it as something serious. She didn't even care, up to the extent that she even forgot about it. I'm still taking a inhaler right now. She doesn't even know. So those are
So
things, a lot of times it comes down to, does that person really want to know, or are they just going to use it against you? And she has even used my medical thing against me at some form of communication, that at the point I just started giving silent treatment. And then I created that wall against me. We're in a relationship, but at the same time, I have that wall that I've literally put there because now I have problems trusting. Because now I don't even
so
know how it's going to be, or what the next information is that she's going to hear that she's going to use against me. So those are things that I feel for some people, when they don't want to share that information, there is a reason why. Or there might be something, because me, I know I have a very, very horrible past with my dad's side of the family, of which I didn't tell her. My previous relationship, I told the person, but then the person took it to a whole different level and it caused problems that I did not even bother telling her. Because what's the point of telling her for her to then use it and then bring round two of that trauma that I've already faced? No, I don't want to go through that anymore. So it's things that we really,
I see it
until the
differently.
person is in there, you will not really understand what is really going through that person, or the reason really behind why they're really doing that is because they've already seen it happen at some point in time, and that's why they don't want to share it anymore. So,
I see it like this. Fee. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You can come up. The first thing is, in as much as most of those things will be so touching, personally, you better not leave it generic. Let's leave it generic because there is nobody's perfect. There are some deeper things about every one of us here, and
Yeah.
sometimes you may not want to get it out there. That's the reality. But the communication and what we are discussing, in my opinion, we try to give the side that if you truly want to have a relationship, for me, that's where I'm looking at. What is the best formula that at least it may not be perfect, but what is the formula that green young man, that green young lady who is trying to get into a relationship with a man who that is coming with all sugar in his mouth, what can be some direction for that person? That's why I would try my best to give an honest opinion on these issues. Now, the issue about having some other deep secret and a fiancé using it against you, and you may not want to expose yourself to that kind of person. I don't think I'm looking at that. What I'm looking at is what you think is going to be part to affect this relationship you're trying to get into. What do you think will have a barrier with this relationship? That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, it's not necessary to say that the first date I should be asking you about what was your past relationship, how did you come out from that past relationship and what have you, even though it may be necessary after a few times for me to know what really happened, but that moment is not necessary for me.
Yeah.
But is it important that it will help our relationship? Yes, but over time I will get to know. So we are not saying that what's supposed to be information are supposed to be given after 3 months into relationship should be given the first day you meet the person. No, that's not what I think. What I don't think that's what we say. What we're saying is everything that you think it has an impact, it's going to have a serious impact on your relationship in the future should gradually be able to be displaced. That means as you build that confidence, as you build that trust, that's the same way you dispense the information. And I'm sorry that many people go into a relationship, it crumbles, and then they get into another one. I've been praying that in as much as I'm not in a perfect state of mind, I must be able to nurture my relationship, keep my relationship, and make sure my relationship should be the only relationship I have. Once I'm on earth, I'm living, and my partner is alive. We should have that relationship to be. So, with that, we should be able to know a little bit much about each other as we go gradually, and then it should be the best one we want. So, yes, Brother Richmond, for me, I totally understand the point you guys are making, but it is not an event; it's a process. Dispensing information, giving information to your family or to somebody that you think you're going to marry, you're going to love, It should not be uneven. In fact, the first day you meet a girl, if you talk much, that relationship will end right in that dinner hall. You will never see her again. The first day,
Especially with Felicia.
the first day, I think we discussed something like this. I made similar statement. Know what you're going to say there. You meet a person, you take the person for a dinner, for you to have just casual, state of mind or some other, social kind of something, and you sit there, start explaining about your Genesis to Revelation, that lady will never come back to your call. so I mean, after that first date, and then you have it another one, that will be the time you gradually start to, maybe talk a little bit about, your background, your thing and what have you. And then she will be free to start coming up with hers, and communication will start going. The third day, fourth day, fifth day, and into it, information about you people will start coming gradually because the relationship will start taking shape. Okay, that's the point I'm making here, and that's the point I think we're trying to feature to young people and other people who are watching us. But yes,
Yeah.
better relationship can be there, and then some people can use it against you. So, I mean, some people can even go to the extent and discussing the male, how the male have problem home. They start
Yeah.
discussing these things. They can do that. So women can do that. Look at this person here. Are you man? They can discuss those things. And that some men, it touched them a lot. But you know what? The more somebody tell you about that, that should strengthen you to move further. For me, in my perspective, that's what I think. But it's not everybody though. So indeed, it's
Yeah.
a gradual process. Just how I want to put it.
I agree, and I like how you explain it. And I'm about to drop a bomb before we leave.
Oh my God.
I'm very, I have a sensitive side, but sometimes, when like what you said, some people the first day where you say, because my mind, when I'm talking to people, I'm calculating so many things in my head. I'm listening to you, but there's a lot of things that's calculating in my head before I even get to start talking back to you. So when people are saying things, I'm listening and I'm just looking, and like I told someone, my emotions are all the same. I laugh when I'm sad, I laugh when I'm happy, I laugh. So it's very hard sometimes for people to read if I'm confused about what they're saying. But what I would say is I get it. There's a lot of things that happen in relationship, like Peterson said. But I think when these things happen while you're already in a marriage, it's good to sit back and reflect. Back to the first, how it started. How did you get here? Did you have a really good foundation to make that decision to get married? I think people really need to do that reflection, because part of it go back, because if you had known some of these things and did those assessment in the beginning, you won't be here. And I get it. Yeah, we will say people change. People don't change. It's always there. It's just we're so focused on different things in that moment that we're forgetting reality. And that's what I'm trying to get this message across to everybody that are young, or like, getting into a relationship, and just stop going into it with emotions. Like, stop. Just think about it as a reality. If God forbid, if you passed away, right? If your partner was to find out all of these things, if you're no longer here to defend yourself, just think about it. How would it feel? You know, because I went to a funeral recently, and the things that that spouse found out when that person was not there, absolutely horrible. I hate to say that, but it's like you're giving that person no choice to grieve you as their partner. Now it's like they're in so many mindset on answer questions and things that are going on, when they're actually supposed to be reflecting on the time you spent together. But now they're here. It's like I have to process what I'm knowing, like what's happening here, and then have to be in front of your family member to be in sync and feel like I'm actually grieving you. Do you know how hard that is to put those emotions together as a human being? That is the hardest thing. And then that's how family member come out and say, well, you didn't really love our family member. That's a lot of things because you're not here anymore. And now all the person can do is just try to swallow that hard pill and just be like, well, I ain't got no answer. That's it. So I feel like for me, before I leave this planet, God forbid, if I'm leaving it, I want everything off my plate and you know it, and you know it for all. And if I'm gone, if anybody's even coming to tell you, you already know. It's like, well, I already know. Because I want you, that time that we spend together for our kids and things like that, I don't want you to have those moments where you're just like, uh, yeah, we just burying and gone. Like you need, because those are some unique moments you spend with your partner and not having it. And I feel like if you're having that issue right now within that marriage right there, it's
Is
time
that
it's time to assess it and fix it, and then say, hey, I don't like that you're talking to me like this. It took me a lot of time and a lot of, strength and emotion to be candid with you, to tell you all these things. And now you're doing this. How do you think our relationship is going to go forward? I feel like people need to say that so people understand like the trajectory of what they're saying to you and how much emotion it took for you to break this thing down. And if that person is not like caring for your emotional need and all that, that person don't love you. I'm just saying, like for
Fee,
me, I would feel like you don't love and you don't care about me because God forbid if I'm gone, I'm just another item and you're gone. And that's it.
Fee, you remind me when you were talking, it got me laughing. A friend of mine, he posted one of those. He posted one of those real, those funny, those kind of video you post. Those,
Yeah.
like those one. So the guy was dead, and his wife looking in his phone, and then my friend posted a caption, "Wifey looking in my phone when I'm already gone," and you could see the shock on the lady face strolling through her dead husband. Some of the things it just reminded me when you said that the person going, you sitting out there. I mean, it's kind of scary that during the
Yeah.
funeral, you already found out some things, and the body, you looking at it like, should I even move? Should I even cry?
I cry. Like it's a lot. No, this one that I'm telling you, this woman was in the hospital in the middle of major, major surgery. Major surgery, life and death. And these things are popping up.
Wow. Hmm,
Like, just I don't know if people think about it. Like, just think about it. Is if it's you,
hmm.
you have to make that decision for that person laying there.
Yeah.
And these things are coming from all angles. That's trauma for that person for the rest of their life too.
Mhm.
And God forbid they could be gone. And if you have small children, that's it for them too. So it's a lot of things, we talk about it, it sounds scary, but life is really scary if you're not very honest with people with what's happening. There are some things, yeah, you should take it to the grave, but things that are going to affect your kids, your wife, like, and that's why I said people don't really take these marriage things serious anymore because it's just like, it's relationship. We're just floating through it. But if we're really, as Christians, we're like following biblical standpoint, like
Mhm.
we're saying we're Christ-like because we say
Yeah.
we're Christian, right?
True.
There are things that we really should be um honest and open about because Christ was that with us, right? So if we're going to do that, like I said, this platform will always go back to our roots, which is Christianity, right? So if you are being crashed, that I'm not perfect, I have my own things, we all have our own things, but at some point sit in and assess it and say, hey, you know what? If I can tell you right now and you hit me and we go through the whole process and we try to build from there, that's it. But if I can't, and now you're faced with this, and I'm in the middle of surgery, and now I'm finding out I don't even know this. You have a whole home somewhere, you have a whole family somewhere. It's like a whole thing. Like I'm telling you, it was a whole thing. And I was at that funeral and just looking at this woman. She couldn't cry. Like people are just, there's a whole lot of rumors going around. She killed him and all that, but she didn't. But the amount of
Yeah.
things that we know that she found out as a regular human being, if you come across it, it's like, wow, why? Like, why would you? I think I shared on here one time, we'll soon close. A friend of mine were in college. The father had HIV for 2 years.
Wow.
Because some people don't build immunity really fast. Some
Mm.
people it's a slow process. And his wife was that. I'm telling you, we used to go to that house and eat, we're young and hanging out. And then CVS call. Because CVS, if you leave a message and tell them they can leave your information over the phone, they will do it over the voice message. So they're calling, and when she answered, we were sitting on the other side with my friend, like doing homework and just laughing because her mom and I were close to the school. We're sitting there, and we just heard this woman, like the phone dropped, and her mom fell down, and her daughter picked up the phone, and the person is still talking. Ma'am, are you there? Yeah, he didn't pick up his medicine for 3 months now. We're worried, like he needs to come pick it up. And it's like, what? I'm telling you, that day, we all were so naive. We're thinking like touching things in there, we're gonna get it. Like we're, we're like running out. Oh, I gotta go. You have family issue. Y'all
Yeah,
take
that's
care of
how
it.
it is.
Like we were so naive. Thinking like it was so crazy. I'm saying this like, you know, that's a scary thing that's happening in this world. And then the mom took every one of them to go get checked. Luckily for them, the kids didn't have it, but the wife had it. He has been having treatment for almost 2 years. Do you know the trauma that had on the children, let alone the woman? Do you know that's something somebody can kill you? Like if you're taking medication, you like you didn't say anything. Wow. Like things are happening. So I'm just telling you, like, there's a lot of things we say, yeah, I don't feel comfortable, but you're married. And I shared with someone one time, the easier way you can die is through intimacy. And people don't get it. Like, like if I'm gonna be intimate with you, that's my closest to death because I can catch something and who knows how my body's gonna react and I'm dead. So, people don't understand that. They need to understand it. There are things I know you might not want to say, but once you say you're marrying someone, your whole life is in their hand. And you need to do the work from the beginning to get into that and make sure you understand how comfortable and knowing their family and things like that. You don't have to physically talk to them, but just knowing those background stories and things that are happening it helps you to make conscious decision
That's true.
if you want
Yeah.
to be with that person because everything you're going to inherit it. So that's where this whole conversation and with what Peterson said is going. So if you don't feel comfortable telling them, hey,
Thank
but
you so much, man.
yeah,
That was so great, and I think yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Having
let's close.
Salome said there are a lot of information that is going out as actually out of this topic tonight.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's so much touching. That's it.
yeah,
That's the point. That's the point. We all saying that it's good that information be shared with your partner. And unfortunately, we have the type of people who will just stand one place because they ask you for money and you were not able to give it today, and they start to discuss some of these deep, I call it, silence or secret thing you told them. It's unfortunate, but again, my late father used to say, trouble, problem coming, it comes with sound. It
mm-hmm.
tells you, say, I'm coming. Anytime, problem, for that matter, coming, it comes with sound. But our inability to identify the sign of that problem or that situation, we take it to blame it on some other stuff. That
Yeah,
is it. So wherever, if you try to get into a relationship, you try to build a relationship, whether you love Mary like fish love water, and Mary is not even willing to tell you to even give a real name that she's using. It's a sound that the problem is coming with.
Mm.
Mary does not even want you to know anything about her family, and just say,
Yeah.
okay, that's the sound. The sound is just sounding. I'm coming. I'm a problem. I'm coming. I'm a problem. Number one, the problem. When you will not identify it, and you get into that after a few years, then you say, "Oh wow, have I known?" So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think a lot have been said.
Yeah, that's the closing. That was my closing.
Um,
I don't have anything else to say.
I would just love to end like this always, that
Yeah.
everybody who always watch us, these things we discuss is from our own opinion, our own understanding, and that's the disclaimer.
Yeah.
So we don't have that certification for marriage therapist or something like that, or counselor or something like that. But these are people who speak here, they speak their mind, experience, practical experience. So, well, if you want to find yourself, do it other way, from pieces of advice and other educational, strong pieces of information, you can make better use of it and build yourself. Maybe you can be like me. You say, well, Peterson's strategy was not too better. I think
Yeah.
discussion that was made, what River says, I think I can pair my own thing within a move. So that will help you. That will help you. Or what we discussed today, take it home and just see what is best for you. And to conclude on that, yes, for us, for me, I do agree fully well that when you want to get into a relationship, you should start, understanding each other gradually. Be able to be time conscious and set your own bound. Know what time you want to take to know much about your relationship, know much about a woman, and then what time you want to take to make decision in that relationship. That is, you want to marry this woman or you want to marry this man. There is nothing wrong with you, a lady, telling a man, say, well, we have our relationship now. I think we have known much about each other. What is your own thinking about what next step we can do? So it nothing wrong with that. You have to do that.
Yeah.
If you ask the man that question and he's not willing to tell you anything with logic, that's a sound. That trouble is coming with sound. You should know that man is
I
just
like that.
they're just playing around you to leave you down. That sound, you should be able to identify and play yourself better. So, yes, I would like to leave that with you. Thank you so much for following us and listening to us. These have been very awesome and nice topics tonight. Thank you so much, Richmond. And your pieces of information, it blew my mind, actually,
Yeah.
especially about exam.
That's Zamia, the Zamia princess.
I was so much. I said, wow.
I
So
wish you were buying me Louis Vuitton.
I will go to that place and tell you, say, you know what? This place. Oh my God. Yes.
And I bet you, Richmond, you ain't be buying no wifey Louis Vuitton now.
I'm not buying nobody Louis Vuitton. I bought her a Michael Kors, but that was it. I didn't go as far as Louis Vuitton anymore.
Oh man.
Oh
No,
my.
but you know what? Most of the time the spouse you end up marrying don't even care about those. That's the key. That's the key sign for most men, but they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rivers, that's pro. You sleeping now?
Just no, I'm listening. I just yeah, but it was a great show. Thank you very much. I enjoyed. Topic was great. Investing. Should we? Yes.
I say yes, but proceed with cautions.
Yeah. Proceed with caution and put in
Yeah.
time, put in effort. Even though I mentioned finances, but it's not advisable. You don't want to make it the backdrop of the whole thing. But you have to put in time Like the guy say, you have to know each other. It is very important because you don't want to be blindsided by something like the unknown. Almost like the Akon thing you and myself was discussing.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of woman you say you build a man musical empire, then he going through all that, and you didn't I mean you didn't know. I don't know if she aware of non-wives or non-women in Africa. I'm not even sure. So it just tells
I'm
me,
talking about here. What sense? You carry me off.
yeah, it just tells me how careless some people can be in relationship. Like,
I'm telling you, it's a
you
lot
know,
happening.
yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, it's a great topic. We are not counselors, like Peterson said to the audience. Our views are just our own. It's not meant to be practical life. You can use your own discretion as to how to proceed in your own situation. Every situation is different. But yeah, you have to invest. You have to invest time, effort. You got to be there for each other. You got to know each other. You got to do things together. You know what your partner likes. That's why it takes some time to be together. You want to do things, move together in the park and movies and,
Get an
yeah,
iPad, go sit down in the park, put a little
yeah,
blanket, watch a movie.
yep,
I mean, be authentic. Like you don't have to go to the movie theater.
yeah. Be like,
Buy your little popsicle from the dollar store. Yeah, go walk.
yeah, oh yeah. Put in the dollars from the dollar store, your popsicle, you chilling, acting
You
like,
guys, you guys could share the earpiece, and one person has.
yeah, 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 yeah. One person, oh, Peterson, know it. One
You
person got it,
already
other
know
one
it.
person got it.
Oh
You
my
know,
God!
yeah, y'all be making people jealous in the park. Like, what the
In the park, they be looking, they be like, oh. But it's been a long time since I've seen those things. I have not
yeah,
seen that in
yeah.
a long time. But my kids like it when we go to the park. We
Hmm.
get like we get these popsicles and things. We sit down there and we're eating it, and they're like running around, come by, and they're like, "We're having a good time." I said, "Okay,
Yeah, yeah, the kids
yeah,
love those things. But yeah, thank you very much, Fee. That was great, and we had
eh,
two nice topic this weekend.
yeah."
Yeah, yesterday was interesting as well, and
Oh my
yeah,
God! I'm
continue what you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Oh, River says, bro,
thank you,
don't
Peter.
forget, tell the people it's good to be nice.
Uh,
It's good to still be nice. Still be
oh,
nice. Pay the
And
people
Ross
thing
said,
if you
I
get
don't
paid.
know. I don't know. But
yeah,
that question you asked, the way we answer it, and like we and like we lost some followers, and
I think
we
so.
categorically said,
uh, wait, which one? Everybody,
I'm paying the bills.
"Am I
The
paying
women, I
bills
don't
or
want
what?"
yet. I want.
The answer
yeah.
was not favorable.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm telling you, the people want your, the people want the men to to take care of stuff. I mean, this is it's a reality too, though. It's like the expectation, guys. I mean, people now, there are women who Peterson when you I mean, there's thing people going through right now, not for people like us because we are already booked, but there are people out there that going through things that the woman and I have seen it. You know, if the man don't do it, don't think she don't want you to do it. But she looking at you like, yeah, when the other man, if I so some of them would just come out of damn. Some of them would just say, well, damn, my phone bill. And then they trying to test your conscience. Yeah, oh, my phone is off. But some men like me would just walk by, oh, okay, yeah,
See,
when you
that's the
ready.
crazy part that I don't like. If I'm dating you and I need help, I will ask you. I say, hey,
What
this
wrong?
month I can't pay my phone bill. Can you help me? I'm not able to pay it.
Some people
And
don't
then
do that, fee.
but
Some
this
women,
so crazy. I'm dating you. You're
yeah,
my boyfriend. I know
yeah.
you're well off than I am. Why not ask you? Ask.
Yes, yeah. I
See,
mean,
that's
If
what
you
our boy be
can't
telling
do
me. Like he will come and be like, oh, she said, the car loan was, short. Then he will be coming up with all these little tricky things that she would tell him, oh, what she said, the car loan, it was short $200, and this, the water bill was short, and I'm looking like, yeah, like so I don't know. So Peterson, that's where I was coming for too. But when because people, man, Peterson, things have changed, my man. I'm telling you, things have
It's
changed.
so
Yeah.
horrible.
And I was just making it generic to just
Yeah.
mean people like you, but
I mean, he's spoiling the people way. The people say,
understand what
No,
you do.
I mean, it's the reality. That's what we have so many failed relationships because
Yeah,
people are not talking.
yep,
Just ask. I mean, it's if he don't have it, he don't have it because he himself is trying to figure it out too. But like, just ask. Oh, I'm having. Or ask in advance. I'm having another issue X, Y, and Z. I really need your help this month. Are you able to help me? Like talk.
yeah. Now all of a sudden, this woman business, and I made big mouth. Oh, she's a banker. The boss told me she not he making more. I'm like, what the what? Yeah, I got him into that
but you know
seriously
that
because
banker don't make much money.
yeah,
They
sure,
don't. They don't.
yeah, she a homeowner and he been really, with a mom situation, he sleep in, too many things that I just don't want to say everything. But yeah, so I said, well, at least you got a place, got somebody. One time I even went out to help them cut the grass. Imagine, yeah, I took my lawnmower because he didn't have no, so he begged me. He said, I'm just getting into this. I took my lawnmower, and my blower, just to go propping up a little bit, helping to,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's nice.
yeah, cut the grass. Now putting all that demand on him, he all stressed up and things.
Getting
But
himself though, he's
yeah,
not going to succeed with that relationship.
yes,
He's
you're
Yeah, it
right.
won't last. It won't
Yes.
last.
Yes, I believe it. I
Yeah.
believe it. Because one time he texted me, Peterson. One day he just texted me out of the blue about this hour. He said, bro, what's wrong with women? Yeah, I swear he texted me. Then when I went back to ask him, he just stopped. He didn't say anything again. So right
They
there, I
forget
knew.
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe by that time the lady are coming, lying in his chest, demanding more.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that one can carry some man.
Yeah. 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 So
This relationship thing, man.
It's
Like I
crazy.
told my husband, I was like, if God forbid we're not together, I'll just be a nun. Like
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, P.
I'll just be a
I told
nun
you
because
something the last time though.
huh?
You are just blessed. I would say blessed. I can't say lucky. You are blessed to get the man you have, but
Yeah.
your expose, your points,
Yep.
instead of a set of bond, a set of criteria that is so high, and you are in a typical African relationship, you're gonna catch it hard to get a man. I'm
Oh
I
yeah.
telling
know. No, I know that for a
you, you're gonna
fact.
catch it hard to get a
It,
man.
it you know, that's why I said I don't even know how we met. And sometimes I told him I was like, I don't even know how we ended up in a relationship because my friends was like, you're going to get a dog and you're just work and live by yourself. I said, because like I mean I don't have time for like just people just playing funny things like because I catch it really fast. And some people are just like you're not acting like a woman, you're acting like a man. And then I
Exactly.
don't think I'm acting like a man. It's just because I'm calling you out on your things you're doing that is not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I,
The
I, I
thing is,
think.
Or
I,
maybe I was gonna be 50-year-old and say, God, any number will win.
yeah. I
that's
think that. I think that independent. I noticed. That's why we talk about you setting it. But I think that independent nature that in you. I don't think you are gonna be like. Even if you. I mean, just assuming now, if you were like single or something, you wouldn't be like those other women feel from your output from a lot of time on this show you don't condone foolishness from women, you like some of those things you don't stand with. That's one thing I
that's
noticed.
it.
Yeah, she don't really stand with them Peterson. She don't say, oh, she's not,
Yeah,
the guy from
she doesn't take that from the side of
exactly,
the women, which is
exactly,
which any man would have found himself there, but the contrast would be the standard set for the kind of man, because
yes,
a lot of men go take a lady out or try to go sit with a lady they didn't know what to start with. And sometimes a first date can be the, if a woman really loves you, that's the only time that woman will come back. But
Yeah.
but a lot of men lost their relationship the first encounter,
Yeah.
because somebody that is reading beyond the line or between the line and thinking, what am I getting from this person? And you sit there and you sit there, nothing sound that lady can take home. It will only take the grace of God or that lady love for you to come back.
Yep. True.
It happens a lot. I'm telling you. Like what you explain, what you say, the kind of a bond you set, I tell you, difficult. Because the first time you go for a date, you're gonna say, this person is not serious.
Oh
Listen, let
yeah.
me tell you guys, a year before I met my husband, I went on so many dates because my
Mhm.
friends was like, you need to go on a date. You need to go. So every day that came, I said, okay. And when I went there, I just sat there. I try to be nice towards the end, but most of them was very intelligent. They would be like, I know we ain't having another day. I said no.
Yeah. All right. More than interview with Peterson.
I mean,
Because, I think most men are used to, at the end of the day, there's this lovey dovey thing where you're like, oh, hug me, and then can I take you to your house and all that. And we're not doing that. We had a nice time and we ate, we had conversation, and part of the conversation, I'm just there smiling and just looking. Because at this point, I've already checked out because
mhm. already
Yeah.
already know what is that, what you want to get out of that person, you lost interest, and then
because
that's
most
what's
of them they're like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and I say, "Thank you." And then the next thing is, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And it's like, and then I will say, "Is this an interview?" And then they would just be like, "No, it's not." So I said, "Why not? Why? Let's just have a conversation. Why? I feel like you're interrogating me." I remember specifically there was this guy. He was much older than me though, and we went on a date. He has a son already. His son is really cute. He showed me his son, and we're sitting there. He's talking about how, there can be two. What is there? Two captain on a ship,
oh my
and all
god.
this thing. The conversation is just floating, and I'm enjoying it. And I was like, yeah, of course, there can be two captain, but there could be a co-captain. It was funny, and we're talking, and he's like, he straight up went to, I think I was like, what, 23? I had just graduated college. I was 23 years old. And he's like talking about he really wants someone who can be a mom to his son. And I'm just looking at it like, you have a child? He said, yes. I said, I don't have any children. And he's like, I know. And that's what I'm interested. I said, I'm not ready to be a mom. That's why I don't have children. And
Hmm.
then he's like, it was too funny because the waitress kept looking. She was dying. She was
Hmm.
enjoying this conversation because we sat way in the corner and she kept coming to bring stuff. I think she was enjoying our conversation. So he came back, he said, so you don't see yourself, I buy you a house and things and put you there and there. I said, you don't think I can make enough money to buy my own house? Like, so we're going back and forth.
Hmm.
And then finally, I said, to be honest with you, I really enjoy your company, but I don't date men with kids. So he said,
Hmm.
yeah, I know this is not going anywhere. I said, yeah. He said, but he said, but why did you come on the day? I said, you asked me out, and I thought there was potential there,
Hmm.
but I mean, I said, if you think it was for the free meal, I'm not interested. I can actually pay for my own meal if you like. He said, no, 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 I'm a gentleman. You guys, my things are dying.
All right, guys. Then, yeah. Then we'll
I'm
see
just
you.
alive.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it was a really,
I just
that was
like
the last,
I mean, that's it. That's it. Like
that
Okay.
was the last date I went on before I got into my serious relationship. And the way it even happened, it was so confusing because at first I told him, I said, yeah, we're not gonna date. I'm not interested in Liberian guys. I dated once before and they're not serious. He said, but how do you know I'm not serious? I don't know that. I'm just telling you the ones I experienced before, they're not serious. So if you exhibit any of those behaviors, it's not going to happen. And then he said, well, you'll be my wife. I said, we'll see. And then, we went on a date to a wedding. I think that was probably what made me interested. Instead of he typically trying to take me to a restaurant, he invited me to a wedding to be his date. And when we got to the wedding, he knew so many people than I do. So I'm sitting in the corner, and he said he heard people saying, "How did you get that girl to come to this thing? I know that girl. That girl is so mean." So he said that's what made he even want to pursue me even more, because he wanted to see what me. But I'm not mean. I like to cook and give people food all the time. And I think when I cooked, I gave him food the first time. He said, "Yeah, that girl, I'm marrying her." And the rest of it is history. But I just think it was all fun for me at that time. I just like to get in people's head, like just get in their head and see what they're thinking. Because most of them, they came around thinking they will, have a good time with you and go. And
Mhm.
there was one I was really interested in, and then started asking to come to my house. I said, that is my peace. No guy is allowed to come to my house. And he said, well, if you can't invite me to your house, I don't want a relationship. I said, well,
Oh
bye.
my God, that was
What?
that was
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yeah, I said, well, bye. He said, like that? I've been talking to you for a few months. I said, yeah, just like that.
Hmm.
Bye. And he was just like, wow. So there's a lot of them
But
on my
did
page.
you
A
understand?
lot of them that was,
Did you
huh?
actually, did you actually understand when they said that guy is me? When like
Yeah,
you
no,
when
I
you
think because I
say
don't feed
that
into the things that they were doing.
okay, so that's it. They was not typically for food.
Yeah, they because around here, what I noticed, a lot of girls just go on date, like they enjoy people company and stuff like that. And like people they get involved with, there's a whole lot going on. For me, like I said, when I was dating, I knew like I really wanted to be in a committed relationship, because prior to me starting to date, I was in one relationship for a long time, and that's the one that treated me like trash. So I was like, okay, now Felicia, your antenna is up, and you need to pay attention. So I
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of things where I had to really pay attention and say, well, anybody I date now is in, but I need to really pay key attention to what's happening around me. It's not just about, oh, you love me, or they say you're cute, and you're like, oh, I'm cute, okay. No, like you're becoming an adult. And where I got my first job out of college, there was a lot of older women who, like, they just talk all this thing. Every day they have a new boyfriend, and then within the next 3 months, they don't have, they're like, oh, he was using me. Those things I was learning from them, what they were doing wrongly, and just getting men. When you work at the hospital, anybody who work at the hospital, everybody wants to date you. Once you're the new person there, it's like everybody wants to go on a date. The doctors, whoever, they all want to go on a date. It's like a whole relationship thing going on in the hospital. Craziness. It's madness that happen in hospitals.
Wow.
So they just fluctuate with each other. And for me, and they used to tell me I have a face. Like, I remember one guy came to my desk and he said, this is the first time I saw you smile. I said, what do you mean? I smile all the time. I'm always laughing. He said, no, you walk so fast. It's like somebody's pushing you. I saw you rounding to the other area, and next thing I know, you were gone. When I turned, I was like, oh, this short girl is really fast.
Oh,
But I'm thinking to myself, I said, are you trying to talk to me? So you kind of like embarrass them right then. You don't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
Because you got me to tell me all of that. It tells me you're interested in me, but you're trying to find a way to see how I can say, okay, no. So, I mean, I had a feeling it was going to be tough for me, but God had different plans, I guess.
You see,
Yeah.
as I just told you that, yeah, if you are in typical African society, you're gonna get it tough a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, but there
Yeah.
was a lot of white guys interested in me, but I'm not attracted to them. That was another problem.
You are not, or they were not.
No, they were interested, but I wasn't interested. Like,
Yeah, what I'm saying.
yeah, but my friends were saying those are the people that I can end up with. So many people used to tell me, "Oh, you date white men, right? That's it." I said, "No, never dated any white guy." But yeah,
Okay,
I
though.
really I want my daughter to be like me.
Hmm. Don't put your mind there. Just pray for her to, to be herself.
I know, right? Her dad told her that's just not preparing your retirement for you if you be like your mom. And I told him that. I said I want her to be like me. He said, if that girl be like you in this generation, she will have no relationship in life.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man.
That was a
Yeah,
good
but you guys have a really great week. And thank
one.
you so
Jimmy,
much.
just wait.
Okay,
Jimmy,
Fee. All right.
give
Yeah,
us.
Jimmy was tired. Jimmy went away. Jimmy said they weren't going too far.
Mhm.
Yes, we're talking. When I came on, he just said, he just, he just,
I think his network too are giving hard time, even Anna. But
yeah,
yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, River
All right, guys.
Central. Salome made it on today. Salome said she's learning a lot. Salome, don't be like me.
Mhm. All right.
yeah. Okay, man. Take
All
care.
right, y'all take care. Have a great week. All right, bye.